Hey guys.
Hey there, pleasure to meet.
Hello, James.
Hey Ken, how's it going?
How are you guys doing tonight?
Doing very well, thank you. How are you doing?
Oh, doing wonderful.
Excellent.
Testing 1, 2.
I hear you.
We can hear you.
Okay, just checking. Hi, Paul.
Nice to meet you, my friend.
Hi, James.
Hey, how's it going, Mike?
Been a long week.
Hasn't it though?
Did a 9-hour round trip yesterday.
Ooh, my goodness.
Anywhere fun, or just because you had to?
Family matters. Wife, we had a funeral to go to.
Oh,
Yeah, it's 4.5 hours from Nashville. It's called Kingsport, Tennessee. Yeah, it's a drive.
it's hard for me to imagine over in the pond because that's pretty much the other side of the country.
Yeah, I was going to say in England, yeah, that would be a 4.5 hour drive. You'd be from one part of the ocean to the other, wouldn't you?
Almost, yeah, very close to it.
Yeah, depending on which part.
Go from like Near East to the very south of England, which is pretty much sea to sea.
Well, I told you guys about my 36 plus hour drive with my kids for a funeral a month ago.
Yeah. From the East Coast to Utah and back. We went to Utah, right?
Sounds awful.
We went to Las Vegas to stay with some friends, but the funeral was in southern Utah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I go to Utah every 2 or 3 years, usually, because I have some cousins that live out there, and also because there's a fun conference that I go to just outside of Salt Lake City that they have about every couple of years. And so when I'm there, I'll take a 4-hour or so drive down to the southern end of the state and go to one of the big, they've got 5 big national parks down there. They got Canyonlands and Zion and Arches National Park, and then a couple of others that are down in that area that are fun to go to.
Yeah, before we moved to Virginia, we would take the family in our RV to Zion's. We did that every year in the fall when the colors were changing. We did that about 3 years in a row.
Yeah, it's nice. It's gorgeous out there.
I will say this. It was such a pretty drive up through the mountains because the frost was all on the trees. Oh, it was a beautiful drive. Because there's no leaves right now. And it was and you just see all the frost on the trees.
Yeah.
It looked like it had snowed, but it didn't. So you just look at the trees, it's so white and pretty, and you just look over the big mountain, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah, of course, here, it's just flat.
Yeah.
And here it just rains.
Florida is flat.
Yeah, I live in Orlando. James lives in Virginia, I think Northern Virginia. Then Michael's right outside of Nashville. And then Ken, who is our other player that will be joining us in a few minutes, he lives in Oklahoma. So we're spread out, and now we have you, Paul, from the UK.
Mega spread out.
Oklahoma's pretty flat, though.
Yeah, I guess it is. It sits up higher, obviously. So it probably has parts of it that are more rolling, but yeah, it is pretty much that Great Plains area.
Yeah, I had a buddy that used to be at what is that Air Force Base out there? Tinker Air Force Base. I think that's what it's called. He was out there stationed, and he was like, "God, it's flat out here." He said the wind hits you from every direction.
Yeah, when I grew up in Florida, and after college I lived for a few years just outside of Minneapolis, and when I was driving up there to move, I remember it was maybe the first couple of days of May, and I had to get gas somewhere in Wisconsin, and you get out of the car, and after driving for a few hours, you're not thinking about anything. You get out of the car, and the wind just across the plains up there just is constant. It's just because there's nothing to stop it for hundreds of miles. It just keeps going. And it was, of course, coming from Florida, it felt bitterly cold. It was probably like 40 degrees, and it was a pretty good 20-25 mile an hour wind. It's like, okay, it's a cold wind, and it's very blustery. I felt like I was going to freeze into a popsicle.
I'm sure you would have been a very delicious popsicle.
Well, I'm not so sure about that. And then, of course, I realized, oh, well, if this is early spring, I wonder what the dead of next winter is going to feel like, when it's 20 below zero. But I survived it for a few years, and actually liked it up there because each season lasts long enough to be a full season. And you really, when you're in the middle of winter, God, you're in the middle of winter. And when you're in the middle of summer, it still can get pretty hot up there.
Hey, Ken, question.
Yeah.
Do hobgoblins and goblins speak Undercommon?
I think they just speak Goblin, right?
Most of the time they speak Goblin, and they may speak Common.
Okay.
Do you want to try speaking to them and find out?
Yeah, no, thank you. I just read through my character sheet. I was like, oh wait, I speak Undercommon, Draconic, and Elvish. Interesting languages.
Language is a wonderful and very powerful thing, especially in something like D&D.
Yes.
Yeah.
Looking at you, Vicious Mockery, we can kill a goblin by insulting his mother.
Yeah, I've got something I can do, but I didn't think they would understand, so I didn't waste it.
Yeah.
I didn't chance it.
And for Mulek and Thaldor, if you're already in Roll20, you may have noticed that the map is
I did
a
notice.
tiny bit altered.
I did notice.
Yes.
But I don't think any of us would have seen that.
No, you haven't.
Yeah.
And Krenraid
It's currently sitting on the bars, yes.
Yeah, you are in a 10 by 10 foot cell. Your hands and legs are bound. You are gagged, and the thing that they've gagged you with is they change the gag about every 4 hours, and it's this foul stench smelling thing. And while you are gagged, you are effectively weakened. So you don't have your full strength at this point, and they're not taking any chances with you. They have.
I'm seeing a lot of symbols on your character.
Yeah. Yeah, let me see.
The gag and goblin piss. Jesus.
Oh man, no.
you're slowed. You have the poison condition. You're bloodied, which means you're at half hit points. You're prone, and you're immobilized because of all of the ropes that they have around you. They realized that probably because of the damage that you did to people when they were trying to capture you, they realized how strong you are. So this gag apparently has some kind of poison that weakens you. And because they keep it on you, you have the sense that if you ever got out of that gag, your strength would probably return pretty quickly. And maybe your full hit points would return pretty quickly as well. But you're right now, based on what you've tried for the last 8 or 12 or however many hours you've been in here, you realize that the more you try to struggle, you're just tiring yourself out in this condition. But now you've suddenly seen a big patch of grease that hit the ground over here.
Mm-hmm.
And two of the hobgoblins have died from spell effects. And so you know that and these two are kind of standing over there just sort of looking at the middle of the chamber like somebody had knocked them out. And they're just dazed on their feet. So you know something is happening. Hopefully whoever doesn't like them will like you.
Absolutely. Like, the gag is a good call because at this point, Krenraid would be shouting, insulting them. He'd be biting at the bars. He would be using every inch and every ounce of his strength to try and annoy them, to get them to come over so he could headbutt them or something. Anything. Really,
Well,
at
and
this
yeah,
point.
and that may be why they put the gag in the first place. And then of course realizing, okay, we gotta weaken this guy. How are we gonna? Oh, we'll just put something on the gag to keep him.
Very smart, because I was about to say, you guys would definitely have heard Kren.
Oh yeah.
But not now. No.
Yeah. Well,
He also
it's
doesn't
like,
understand magic, so all this stuff happening is just really weird to Kren. It's just people doing really crazy stuff, but it's definitely something.
Hey, Mike, question for you. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, the stuff we found in the chest, did we divvy up the gold, and then did someone claim those opals already, or do you want me to just keep track of those in my bag of holding for the party?
I would just keep track of them. I don't know if we actually divvied them up or not.
Okay. Probably what we can do is divvy up the gold at least. So add 83 gold to your thing. So I'll have everyone do 83, and then I'll just have 1 extra as a party. And what I'll do is I'll just keep track. If Falzer's fine, I'll just keep track of the party funds in my bag of holding. I'll just have them marked separately. And we can decide when to sell or use or trade later on.
Would it be useful if you had like a sheet for that you could access, like an editable sheet?
I guess. Ken, are you able to share my bag of holding with everyone else?
I can, yes, give everyone access to it if you want me to.
Or we create a separate loot bag of holding that is not necessarily another bag of holding, but keeps separate what I've thrown into my bag of holding that is shared with everyone.
I will make one, but I would make you responsible for the upkeep of it because it's not gonna automatically reflect. If it's 2 separate bags, it's a manual process to move things from one bag to the other.
Correct.
And if you start trying to have like dual entry where one is in here and then you put another one in there, then if you take one out, you got to go back to the other one and take it out too. So, yeah.
Yeah, if you want to just do a separate loot one that is shared, I don't mind keeping track of it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Actually, I think what I can do I think what I can do, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start while we are doing this because we have some folks on the stream. Hello, Monkey Madness. Good to see you back here again. And Drats, thank you for dropping by. It's a couple of minutes after 8. I am DM Galabond, and it's Thursday night, and this is the Sword Coast Chronicles, session 28. Last week, the party made their way down into the Eternal Flame Temple below Scarlet Moon Hall, or the ruins of Scarlet Moon Hall, and they found a bunch of hobgoblins. Now, joining me so far on the Discord and the Roll20 tonight, we have Michael playing Doors of Fear, James playing Mulek, and we have a new player, Paul, playing Krenraid. And we are waiting for Ken. I haven't seen anything from him. I presume he's going to be here tonight. We are waiting for Ken, who plays Falliger. And while we are waiting, and while I am creating this new item for the party, Paul, go ahead and introduce yourself to the other players, to the stream, and tell everyone a little bit about yourself. And then when they see your character, we can introduce your character.
Sounds good. So, hello everyone. I am Paul. I'm playing Krenraid. He is a dwarven barbarian, stoic and tough and stubborn. I am a 27-year-old bisexual guy from the UK. Pretty average build. You can't really see me, so I'm giving you a bit of a description. And I like playing the trombone in a brass band. Tad difficult in the middle of a global pandemic, I will add, especially seeing as you need to use your breath a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I'm a nerdy guy. I love some Warhammer and some Magic the Gathering. And of course, I absolutely adore roleplay. I do some amateur writing, as many nerdy people tend to do these days, especially when you're locked inside and you can't really move.
That was wonderful.
Okay. Well, thank you.
I love
Thank you
Ken.
so.
Sorry.
Okay.
What I was saying was you called me Doors of Fear again.
Doors of Fear.
False habit.
Yeah, it is. That's my moniker on Twitch. It's what I go by on Twitch because I took our D&D name that I made for our other campaign with Ken and then turned it into my Twitch moniker. So he's used to calling me Doors of Fear or Mike instead of Thaldor.
Yeah, it's also on Discord, so you see
That's
Doors
true.
of Fear a lot.
Yeah. So, when you're addressing the GM in this game or the DM in this game, go ahead and do so by my moniker, Galabon. The reason is that my name is Ken, but we also have a player named Ken. So if you say, "Hey, Ken," half the room is going to say, "Yeah."
Well,
what do you want?
Falliger's not here yet, so I was like, "Oh, well, my bad."
Yeah. All right. Oh, whoops. That's not party loot. Not party look. Party loot. Okay. What I did to save some time, James, I copied Mulek's bag of holding.
Okay.
Called it party loot bag of holding. So it may have all the stuff in there, but then you can go ahead and edit it.
Yep. Will do.
How you need to.
Oh, the charge sheet. Okay.
Yeah. That was actually James is on his first extended campaign. He started playing D&D in January of last year with a game that I ran, and he's continued in this campaign. And he has since picked up a couple of other games, but he ran across a DM who created character sheets for the bag of holding. And the reason they did it is because if you do the strength score correctly, then as you add inventory, it will get to a point where it goes over encumbrance once you have it full. And because you are doing the inventory system, you can just easily grab magic items out of the compendium and drop them in there. And it makes it really easy to sort what's in there, figure out what you have, figure out how much it weighs, how much it can hold, and all that kind of stuff. And I thought, wow, that's really amazing. So I've stolen that idea, and I've given everybody in this party who has a bag of holding a character sheet for theirs. And as we go on through other games that I run, and when people get bags of holding, I'm trying to add that as well. And I am hearing some. Oh yes, okay. So Ken has joined us. Great, wonderful.
He's BRB. I don't know if you saw that too.
Oh, okay, yeah. That is done. And since you have been kind enough to introduce yourself to the other players, Mike and James, and then when Ken gets back with us, can you all introduce yourselves to Paul? So,
yeah, sure, I'll go.
Okay.
So James, 47, first time playing D&D. Like Galabon said, I started last year. I've always wanted to play D&D, just never got the chance really to do it when I was a kid. I have 7 children, so my family life is pretty busy. This is dad time, so I lock myself up in my office and I tell my kids not to bug me so that I can play like a kid for a little bit. So it's been fun. Galabon's been a great DM, and I'm learning a lot.
Oh. And Mike, are you back with us? Okay, Mike.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
okay, now we can hear you. Yeah.
I had to turn my mic up a little bit.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Mike. I'm 33 from Nashville, Tennessee. I've been playing D&D. I started with Galabon last year, same time as James. Love the game. I've been playing D&D in person and with Gally for a while now. My character is Thaldor. He is a rogue. Let's see. He's young, very smart, very, very smart. It's kind of the bane of Gally's existence with the keen mind trick. He's a creative guy, very tactician, tries to make sure that we get out of a battle in one piece and likes to cover his own butt. But he's always got your back as long as you don't cross him.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, I forgot to describe my guy. So I'm playing an artificer / wizard, mainly wizard. And I like bags, and I like to help people, and my main overarching goal is to get revenge on a certain person that I have no idea where that person is right now. And one of my mentors is my character I played in our first campaign, which was a wizard who I met, and I don't think it's come out exactly how we met yet. And since I'm a / artificer, I'm armored up pretty good, so I don't look like the typical wizard.
Mm-hmm.
The armorer, did you? With like the awesome body armor stuff that you could like make yourself look like Iron Man.
No, I'm just a level 1 artificer. I didn't even get to subclass. So.
Mm. All right, and I believe now we have Ken on both the Discord and the Roll20. Ken, are you back at the computer yet?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Paul is joining us. I don't know, Matt, how much you've heard of what's been going on. And he introduced himself earlier, and we're just asking everybody to introduce themselves to Paul. And then at the break, if you didn't hear his intro, you guys can chat at the break. So please let us know a little bit about Ken and a little bit about Falliger.
Well, my name's Kenneth. I 37. been playing D&D for a long time, and just like everybody else, I'm just trying to get through COVID. And I play a character named Falazir Ardenaeus, and he's from the country of Tithir in the world that we are in. And he is a bard from the Church of Helm, basically, or the Order of Helm. And he's got a bit of a dark past and bloody past, and he's on a mission to punish the evildoers who did such deeds. But somewhere along the way, he's gotten off that path, and he's not sure what the future holds, but he knows that if he stays vigilant and he protects the people he's with, then he'll make his god proud.
I can't wait for Krenraid to try and pronounce your name.
Yes, that is going to be fun. And Ken, FYI, you may have noticed there's a slight addition to the map. Unbeknownst to the party at this point, but I put it on the map anyway. There is a dwarf being held in captivity in the corner of this area where the hobgoblins are. And he's in pretty bad shape at the moment, but that may change as soon as you guys take care of the folks what have him captured. So we finished last time at the end of a round, and we are now back at the top of the round. And for the you know what, Paul, go ahead and roll initiative. And if you have it set up, if you have your character sheet set up where it adds the dexterity
Tiebreaker
to the tiebreaker, that's fantastic. If not, we can do that manually. But go ahead and roll, and we will slot you in where you fit. Okay.
That rag has really got me going, you know.
Oh, 3.14. Okay, let's see if it automatically added you. It did, but I can that up there. Okay, wonderful. All right, so when we get to the end of the round, you can have your turn, and we'll see if there's anything that you can do while the hobgoblins are not looking. Okay, Mulek, your turn. What would you like to do? And do you still have your you still have Johnny out on?
Yes.
Okay, I just didn't see him.
Yeah, he's still hanging on. So Mulek is going to come around the corner, see that this guy right here. So he's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He's going to jump up here 30. And he's going to pull out his dagger, and he is going to attempt to booming blade this guy.
What?
Ooh.
What fun.
That's the first time I've ever seen. Whoa.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
Popping that nat 20. Yahtzee.
Okay. 6 and 4 is 10. And 8 and 8 is 16. 26. Hey, Mulek, how do you kill this hobgoblin captain?
So this is the first time Mulek has attempted this, and is quite shocked when he sees the amount of damage it does. But he pulls out his dagger and just goes to, I think this is how I do it. And I just jab it at him. And it just hits him right in the heart, and just this explosion just kind of comes out of the dagger and just blows this guy back. And Mulek is just standing there with his eyes wide open, like, why have I never done this before?
Okay, now a quick question.
Yes.
Booming blade. What is the audible component of that? Does it say anything about?
I think it's part of the attack.
Yeah, it's a cantrip, and so as part of the cantrip, you use an attack.
Yeah, but does it say, like, some spells say it's audible up to 300 feet away?
Oh,
it
it. Oh, you know what?
Like that?
No, it does. It's thunder damage, but it doesn't say how great that sound is. It just says booming energy. But yeah, I forgot that it does make a noise. And I use my Hat of Wizardry to do this because I don't normally know this. Oh, hold on. I do need to do one thing. I need to do an Arcana check, or it fails. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well,
God bless.
It worked.
This is how you start it.
You didn't play the lottery.
That's what it is, baby.
So Galabon, I use my Hat of Wizardry that's been modified to my kind of like what it looks on my icon. It's sort of like a hoodie, but it allows me to do any cantrip that I don't know. I get one use of it, but I have to pass an Arcana check, DC 10, or it fails. And so I use my one use of that. I get one use of that a day.
Okay, well, that was really good. Let me ask you: Does Mulek have inspiration right now?
He does.
Okay.
Oh no, he doesn't. Actually, he doesn't.
He doesn't. Okay. 2 nat 20s in a row, and a very good description of how that works. I think that deserves inspiration. And Paul, while I'm thinking of it, everybody else started with inspiration, so go ahead and give your character inspiration.
It's watching this random guy, because I probably would have seen that just about, run forward and stab this guy after speaking a little chant, and then boom, he evaporates into nothing. So I'm pretty inspired by the pure wanton chaos this man just created from nowhere.
Yeah. So that's going to be a minus 26, and then
I'm just sitting in the corner.
Back. How far back does he fly? 5 feet, 10 feet?
He probably just flies back into this other hobgoblin on the ground and just collapses into that body.
Okay, boom. He just will collapse over here. All right. Yeah, so Krenraid, you hear that. It's kind of a subtle kaboom, and something you can feel more than hear even. And the guy just flies back, and he's like, ah! Hits this other guy and just is dead on the floor. All right. Wow. Anything else, Mulek?
No, there's nothing for Johnny to do. I haven't really given him as a bonus action. I guess I will just command Johnny to stand fast.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Thaldor, I think you're up.
I think I'm up. Yeah. I probably felt that big boom echo back through here, didn't I?
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. And like I said, it's something you can feel more than hear. It's kind of a concussive.
So I'm going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 up to next to Falliger and look at Mulek and go, what the hell did you do?
Yeah, like raise my shoulders.
Right.
Oh, you know what? I think we can drop out of combat, because how long does your hypnotic pattern last? It's a minute, right?
Yes. Hypnotic pattern is it lasts for the duration. Yeah, 1 minute.
Okay, so these two guys are charmed, so they don't have initiatives. They're charmed to you, or they're dazed. What?
They're just they're in a charmed stance, but or condition, but they're just basically just stand there and do nothing.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to leave this turn order up just in case something makes Mulek drop drop concentration before you guys decide what you're going to do with those 2 hobgoblins. But now that there's no enemies, you see that there's a dwarf over here in a cage. And Krenraid, we don't have to wait for your turn. What would you do upon seeing these guys? And now, obviously, you also notice there's a baboon there with them.
Any reserved strength I've got at this point, I would probably try and get myself on my feet at the very least and attempt to headbutt the gates as hard as I physically could. May knock myself out in the process.
Okay, well, one of the things that you noticed when all this commotion started, you sort of wriggled around a little bit, and you realized that, because they haven't been over in the last couple of hours to tighten the ropes on you, you have a tiny little bit of movement, and so you can pull that gag out of your mouth. And when you do, it takes just a couple of seconds. And when you do, the poisoned and slowed conditions leave, and then the bloodied condition leaves as your hit points return to full. So now you're still bound and you're still prone, but you could stand up. So I'll go ahead and take your. But now you're starting to feel more like yourself. And oh god, that thing has a bad aftertaste.
That was disgusting. God damn. Wait. You, the one that just turned that guy into a little riddle puddle. Do you mind helping a dwarf brother out and get me the frick out of here?
What was that? And I slowly step out here, but I'm first looking to the left because I know that there's something to my left because it killed my sweet Casper. And I see.
This guy is holding a bow, but his arm is just down at his side. This guy here has his bow over his shoulder, and his sword is still in scabbard, and he's just sort of gazing dumbly.
Hey, Gally, there's a big black spot right there above them hobgoblins.
That's the grease. Whoever put the grease down.
Yeah, I put the grease down.
Okay.
So I look up. I see they're not moving, so I know that my hypnotic gaze has affected them. I know I only have a short time before they are not gazed anymore. When I look to the sound that I'm hearing down here, what do I see?
Yes,
a waving dwarf jumping up and down, probably very, very angry, slinging insults at the bastard that you just killed.
Mulek, do you need me to unlock the cage? Is it a cage? I can't see.
Yeah, so I see that. I turn to Thaldor and Falazar, like, hey, we got there's like a crazy mad dwarf locked up in a cage down here, but we've got 2 hobgoblins up here. We need to tie him up or do something. I can only hold him for a short period of time. Can someone help me come and tie these guys up?
I'm gonna go look at the cage while you are tying them up, or like, yeah.
Okay. Do you want to go straight to the cage?
I did. They're going to tie up the hobgoblins. I went straight to the cage.
Okay. Make me. What is your passive perception? Let me pull you
17.
guys' character. Okay. On your way past the hobgoblin captain, you notice he has a ring of keys on his belt.
Yeah, I'm going to snatch those up.
Okay, all right. And yes, this is a cage, and there is a dwarf in there. Is Krenraid wearing... Well, Krenraid doesn't have his items right now, but what kind of clothing does he normally wear? Or would he be wearing, or would he have worn under any armor that he may have had? He probably didn't have any.
He had a dwarven half plate which is what flavoring it as. He would have been wearing probably some furs and cloth on his lower half, and probably a very thin togi or top, which covers the middle section.
Okay, all right. So yeah, and he doesn't have anything, and he's all tied up. He's got about 8 thick ropes around his calves and ankles. He's got about 4 or 5 thick ropes around his wrists and hands. It's clear that he has had a gag on, but that's now laying on the floor, and that gag smells something awful. And the he's got wild eyes and probably a beard and mustache to match those wild eyes. Clearly he's been a prisoner here for some time, but not a terribly long time, because he's not malnourished or anything, but he looks hopping mad.
So I look at him and I put my finger to my mouth going, shh. I pull out first I unlock the gate, pull out my dagger and point at his wrist like ropes. It's like, or I can talk to him. Hey, shh, I'm going to cut you out, but you've got to be quiet.
Why would I be quiet?
Because we don't know who else is here. You might, we don't. So let me cut you out. You just give me a second.
The only thing like a dead man.
So I go to cut his ropes off.
Okay. All right. And Krenraid, I'm just going to double check you would not object to him cutting your bonds.
I would not, no. I think I probably would have attempted to break them myself had the strength returned, but this is more interesting.
Yeah. Okay. So, yes, he holds his wrists out and you can slice those ropes, and then you can cut the ropes down by his feet. And, Krenraid, you're feeling the circulation return to your legs and to your hands, and you got that sensation like a bunch of needles and everything, like after your hands falling asleep, and then you shake it off and it's like but that's like all down your lower calves and your wrists and hands and everything, because they had those bonds pretty tight. But now standing before you is this roguish looking human, and his 2 buddies are over there dealing with those hobgoblins. And then, just for everybody's benefit, because Paul and I didn't have a chance to talk a whole lot during the week, Krenraid, you basically came a similar way that the party did. You were in some lava tunnels that were running under the Sumper Hills, and you got to a wall that looked like a wall of dwarven construction, and then you realized that right in the middle of that wall there was a secret door that had been put there many hundreds of years ago. As a dwarf, it wasn't too difficult to find it, but you realize the way it was made, any non-dwarf would probably have a real hard time finding that door. You went through it. Almost right after that door, you saw some stairs going up, and they were dark. And at the time, you listened, and you heard screams up there, and you smelled smoke, and it was like, oh, okay, maybe not go that way. And it was like faint, distant screams echoing down the stairway, and then you followed the lava tunnel about another mile, and it suddenly opened up in here. And as you walked in, there were not only hobgoblins, but there were some other people in robes that had these strange cult-like symbols, and they had stylized flame emblazoned on little emblems on their clothing, and they did some sort of funky magic, and you were knocked out. And when you woke up, you were in this cage, and you were all tied up and everything. So that's how you got here, and you don't really know much anything about this area other than that.
Grudgingly, I nod my head at this young man who has released my binds, and I'll just hand out a fist in a handshake motion.
I look down and guess shake his fist.
Good choice.
Nice to meet you, buddy, but we got a lot of work to do.
Oh, these people have infected my ancestral home. They will not survive it. This cult, or whatever they claim to be, will regret making a base of operations, or whatever they would define this ragtag operation, in a dwarven hold. I can guarantee you that. Now that my binds have been unleashed, let me assist you. Let me assist this venture, because I have a score to settle, and that weird, stupid symbol is where it's going to be.
I like your attitude. Welcome aboard. Let's go talk with Mulek and Falliger, my two companions.
Mulek and what?
My two companions, my traveling companions.
And sorry, what is your name?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Thalor Tamalid.
Oh, I didn't introduce myself either. I'm Krenraid. Krenraid of the Hillcrest folk.
Nice to meet you, Krenraid. Let's go help these guys out real quick.
Oh, that would be my pleasure. A little snicker in his eyes as he sees these guys being tied up. He's enjoying it very much. The irony is not lost.
All right, so Falliger and Mulek, you are tying up these hobgoblins. You have succeeded in getting their bonds tight. Are you also going to gag them, or what are you going to do? I mean, I guess. Let me pull up. I really need to pull up 5th edition hypnotic pattern and see what you're able to do with somebody that's under this effect. Okay. Incapacitated. Can't take actions or reactions. Okay. Doesn't say they cannot speak. They're charmed. Can't attack the charmer or target the charmer. Okay. Charmer has advantage on any ability check to interact socially with the creature. Okay. So they're
also in a stupor. They're in a stupor, so I don't think.
Well, it says they're incapacitated.
Well, read down below. The spell ends for an affected creature if it takes any damage or if someone else uses an action to shake the creature out of its stupor.
Right, that's physically shake the creature out of the stupor. The condition, I'm just going to try to go by sheer mechanics here. The condition says they are incapacitated, which means they can't take actions or reactions. Generally, talking to somebody is not an action. It's like just a free interaction. So I'm going to say that you could try to ask them questions if you wanted to.
Well, this is what I wanted to do. So,
okay.
Falliger, let's get these guys tied up. And I noticed there's a cage down here at the other end. Maybe we could go put them in this cage, these cages, and see if we can question them. I don't know if they understand common or what.
Oh, please put that stinky thing in their mouth as well.
Will do.
Let me do it, please. I beg you.
Don't be rough. We don't want to waken these guys from the stupor, and we've only got a few seconds here before I lose control.
What, are they drunk?
Well, let's just say I've got him charmed here briefly.
Charmed? Like you're a seducer?
No, I've basically hypnotized them for a short period. But hey, that's excuse me. And so I'm look at Falliger and try to drag this hobgoblin over to here to throw him in.
Help as well.
Yeah,
Falliger is just helps, but he's kind of like sizing up this dwarf. Like, where the hell did this guy come from?
Yeah.
Okay, and Mulek and Falliger, what would Krenraid see when? You guys described your characters already. Okay, so we don't have to go through that again.
Yeah, I'm basically got a hoodie type, but I've got a breastplate underneath. So I kind of look like a fighter. I don't really look like the typical wizard.
Krenraid totally thinks you're a fighter because of the way you dispatched with that guy. He thinks you just beat the hell out of him.
Yeah. And a guy with a dagger, no less.
You must be really strong to do something like that to that guy with just a dagger. That's the only way Krenraid understands it.
That's right. And
just to give you a rundown right quick what Krenraid looks like to you guys as well, so you can know. I don't think I did that, I'm afraid. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
He's about 5'1". He's pretty tall for a dwarf. He's really built. He's built like a little miniature bowling ball full of twitching nerves. He's sweating profusely. He's almost butt-ass naked because he was in a cell. But he has a kind of like a grayish, goldeny beard, and he has a mohawk with runes inscribed on either side.
I like it. And built probably like a human bodybuilder. Think Arnold Schwarzenegger in his prime as a dwarf.
And very, very, very small.
Yeah.
Like if you was like a real life person, you may be able to throw them and knock over a bunch of people.
All right, so yeah, I'm gonna say that Mulek, Falliger, anybody who wants to help, you guys can get these hobgoblins over into the cage without any problem, and Krenraid can do the honors. Now, Mulek, this patch of grease, does it obviously look like something you probably don't want to step in? That would be slippery and slick. Okay.
Yes, and in fact, I explained it wrong last week. It would have come out of my revolver, and I would have shot that grease onto the ground because it was one of my artificer castings or uses, and that will go away after a minute. So it will just slowly kind of dissipate.
Okay, it's gradually dissipating. Okay,
yes,
so we can
becoming less slippery.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll just say it. By this time, it's probably down to half size, and Krenraid has probably noticed this shrinking and shrinking and shrinking.
It's really weird.
Yeah. All right. So you guys have the hobgoblins over here. You all want to question them, and again to tell you what you see at this point, these stairs go down about 20 feet vertically, and you cannot see what's down here other than the floor, although you can tell that there are some more of those light sources. The light sources, Krenraid, in that lava tunnel and in here appear to be ancient dwarven work. They are sconces built into the stone wall that it looks like part of the sconce looks like a torch, and there is a flame like a torch flame, but it is cold. It produces no heat. It just produces light.
It feels like home.
Yeah, you have. You may have seen these in dwarven halls where you have been before, but you definitely would have heard that this is something dwarves like to do to light up places that they have built. So yeah, architecture, everything. This screams like this. This is a dwarven built area, and hobgoblins being in there. Oh, that just there's not much worse than a hobgoblin to a dwarf.
The rest of the party are like welcome guests at this point who are here to exterminate a bunch of rats in Krenraid's mind.
Yes.
Is there a sword anywhere on the ground or anything relating to a weapon that Krenraid would probably arm himself with?
Well, okay. Yes, let me in fact let me tell you what the hobgoblins had.
And we would have, would have assumed Mulek would have disarmed his hobgoblin before he threw him in the cage. Yeah.
Sure. And I would imagine that both of you guys would have done that, both you and Valiger. Okay. All of the hobgoblins have hobgoblin-sized chainmail and a shield. They also have a long sword and they have a long bow. Some of them still have a full quiver of 20 arrows. Some of them have 19 arrows. And then the hobgoblin captain has a great sword, a hobgoblin-sized great sword, has hobgoblin-sized half plate, and has 2 javelins. And then there's a third javelin up the hallway where he threw one last week. But great sword and javelins, and then that armor.
I'm gonna try and tap Mulek on the shoulder, and because I was told to keep things quiet. So, oi, you keep what you kill. So that boy laying over there, that's basically turned into a giant jelly puddle. Can I nick his sword because I really want to arm myself and kill these fuck?
Yeah. Sorry. What's your name?
Krenraid. I'm holding my fist again. It's really weird. This is the way he has handshakes.
Krenraid. Okay. Yeah, my name's
Just call me Kren.
Kren. My name's Mulek. Nice to meet you. Yeah, just hold on a sec. And I imagine the hobgoblins are no longer tranced. They've kind of fallen out of their trance. Have they?
Yeah.
Or even when they were tranced, were they yelling anything, speaking anything?
No, they're charmed. So while they were charmed by you, they're not. And I'm presuming you guys are over by the cage now, since you've taken them.
Oh, yeah. I would be over
there by themselves.
So I'm waiting for them to be uncharmed because it's only a minute. So I'm waiting to see if they start speaking because I want to see if they understand my language.
Okay. 2 things to keep in mind. Kren stuffed.
Oh, he did.
He stuffed the gag in one of them's mouth. When he did that, you saw his. You immediately saw him kind of start to hunch over a little bit. He is, and then he kind of fell over. So he is poisoned, slowed, prone, and bloodied. Just from sticking that
from the rag. Okay.
From that thing in his mouth.
He kicked me. He deserved it.
Yeah, and his charm effect goes away, and this other guy, you have him and let me go ahead. You have him tied up, so I'm going to do that. This guy is tied up. His charm goes away, and then he starts to look around, and he says, "Oh shit!" when he sees you guys. And yes, he says that in common.
So obviously you speak common.
Yeah.
Why are you here?
Boss told us to guard this area. That's
Your,
why.
your captain over there laying on the ground, or do you have a different boss?
No. He's not the boss. He's not the boss. Let me get over here real quickly and remember who the boss is that they are all serving here. And
I look over to Thalidor and Faliger and I go, "We got a talker over here. Come help me figure out why these guys are down here."
See what you can
I
get.
can help if you want me to. It may be a bit loud, though. I would
Seems
enjoy it very, very much.
Go ahead, Faliger. He was been trying to say something.
Seems like this dwarf's got a bone to pick or two with these. I'll let him do it.
Oh, more than a bone, my friend. More like a fat slap of meat. And I'm about to show this.
Hold on, Kren. Hold on.
And he says, the hobgoblin says, well, he says there's actually two bosses, and I don't think they like each other very much. If you want to know the truth. You go just up the hall and around the corner. You probably can't see it, but there's a door there.
Down these stairs, and I point.
No, up the back
From
the way you guys came.
Back the way we came, I point. Okay.
There's a guy in there. He's kind of the second in command. His name is Bastion.
Is he a hobgoblin like you?
No. He's some kind of creepy. He's some kind of creepy fire dude. His name is Bastion Thermander. He gives the orders basically up here, but then the real boss, his boss, although I think he wishes she wasn't, his boss is named Vanifer, and she's farther on down.
And I point down the stairs. This way?
Yeah, but you don't, you're more stupid than I think you are if you're going to try to go down there. This place is just crawling with Vanifer servants.
What, servants like you? Hobgoblins or different?
Why don't you just go find out? I think that would be entertaining. Of course, if you want some help, go talk to Bastion. He might actually like to see somebody try to take out Vanifer, if it means he could be in charge.
Does Bastion have ones like you protecting him?
Oh, he will. He can get people on his side. Yes, all on the upper part of the temple. Most of the people will answer to Bastion. Will treat him like their boss. Do what he says for them to do. It's only when you get down lower where you find the people who are loyal to Vanifer.
So what is your job?
We're supposed to keep people from coming in from this tunnel. We captured this guy, this dwarf. last night.
He doesn't seem to
down the
like
tunnel.
you.
Krenraid's going to bite on the cage.
And the hobgoblin just sort of he flinches back a little bit and says, "Yeah, I don't think he likes anybody very much. I'd be careful of him if I were you."
He's probably right.
I want to do an insight check, or I just want to check to see, is he telling the truth?
That would be
hobgoblin.
an insight. That would be
Yeah.
an insight.
You want me to roll that?
Yeah.
Okay.
16. You can't detect any deception with a 16. So either he's a really good liar or you think he's probably telling the truth. And you remember that, in fact, during this battle, you sort of ducked into a little alcove and there was a corridor down that way. So he tells you going up that hallway and to the left, that checks out because there is something there. And if you look down the hallway, you didn't see any door at the end, but he swears there's a secret door there. So,
And I look over to Kren, and I'm like, So Kren, you want to play with this hobgoblin?
Yes.
And I look to Falger and Thalador to see if they've got any concerns with opening up this cage for Kren.
I have
Falger-
I think he can handle it.
Falger just slowly turns his back to the cage.
And we'll just open the door for Kren.
But Kren's going to walk in very slowly, very calmly, and he's just going to say very eloquently, "You have been so very helpful. You've told my friend, this warrior of a man here, what he needs to know, and I appreciate that. And because of that, I won't kill you. And then I'm going to headbutt him as hard as I physically can."
Okay. Make an unarmed attack roll.
Let me remember how those work.
It would be basically
D20 plus strength?
D20 plus strength, and if you are proficient in unarmed attacks, you would add to your proficiency.
That's it.
If you're not, it would just be. Oh my God,
Oh.
24. Yeah, you. Okay. He's bound. You got a natural 19. So I'm gonna call that a crit. So what is your normal unarmed attack damage? It'd be 1 + 5. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
So 2 + 5, that would be 7. Are you intending for this to be subdual damage, or if it kills him, does it kill him?
It kills him. I'm hitting him as hard as I physically can. Krenraid doesn't really understand the moment of restraint at this time. He's too angry.
Okay. You bloody him, which in his condition basically knocks him out. So he just falls unconscious on the floor. And Mulek, you would guess he's probably going to be out for a while.
Yeah, when Mulek sees Kren do that, he's impressed for two reasons. And Mulek's just going to kind of like just nod and smile. He's impressed for two reasons. One, that Kren has got a very powerful head. And two, that Kren showed mercy. And Kren has already bought major bonus points for Mulek. So Mulek's just going to be like looking down, smiling, like, I like this guy.
What Kren does next may change your mind, because he's going to walk out of the cage and he's going to lock it. And, actually, I don't have the keys, so I can't lock it. But I will ask for the keys and attempt to lock it.
I hand him the key.
Lock it and then break the key.
And I continue to smile.
I'm going to just thank everyone at that time. I feel like it has to be done, so I'm just gonna pat Mulek on the back, give everyone a thumbs up, and say thank you. I feel so much better now as he cracks his neck and the satisfaction drapes from his face. He's so pleased about what's happened right here, and he can't wait. He physically can't wait to find out what happens next. Speaking of which, I lost my hammer and a few other things. I probably should have asked that guy where they were, but honestly, I just couldn't wait.
Kren. What brings you down here?
Fate, honestly. I was traveling a lava path, a field of lava, and I discovered a dwarf door which looked interesting to me. Obviously, being a dwarf, I've encountered enough of them. I've designed enough of them. I worked as a mason at my last hold. And I thought, this is going to be a pretty interesting place. I was trying to find shelter at the time. And I'd stumbled across these despicable creatures inhabiting this hold. And their weird, symboled, clothed people. They looked like some writhing figures. It was hard to describe, but they were awful looking things. And I'm very, very angry that they would dare insult my heritage in such a way. So again, I'm very thankful that I've got even the chance to do that. And I'm looking forward to doing much, much more.
Well, I feel it is fate indeed. We have recently lost a party member. Who knows where he went, but
did he die?
We don't know. And I look at Falger and Thaldor, and look back at Kren, and he ran off chasing crazy druid guy, and we hope he's still alive. We're not sure.
Druid guy hot?
He was running off to kill this druid guy.
Oh.
But we could use someone
looking, but I got what you're getting at.
Yeah.
Well, druid guy was technically from a fire cult, so maybe he was hot.
He could have been hot. Yeah.
Maybe he could light your fire sometime.
But we could use a guy like you if you've got no other plans.
Look, if you guys help me clean this hold of these denizens, then I will owe you a debt, and that is more than enough for me. Not to mention, you did just let me vent my anger upon that soul right there, a despicable soul. But
well, I'm glad you showed some restraint. You've earned respect in my eyes.
Have you fine warrior? The way that you slew that beast.
Well,
what do you study? What is your fighting style? I see you used a dagger, but it looked like you got hit by a giant hammer.
That particular attack was the luck style. I'd never seen myself do that before. So that was a first for you and a first for me.
Oh, you're a natural, quite clearly.
Thank you. No, I'm more in the arcane arts. But we can chat about that at another time. I feel like I don't know if we feel if we're necessarily in a safe place right here, right now.
Destiny awaits as much to be done. In these halls, they need cleaning.
Yeah, I don't want to interrupt y'all's bromance, but we're kind of in a hurry.
Speaking of, that great sword.
Looking at the weapons and armor, is there anything that looks of anything of value that would be worth keeping?
Well, nothing looks particularly magical. I mean, it's well made. I mean, it certainly shows wear and tear. For Krenraid's benefit, the great sword, a dwarf can use a greatsword or a longsword, so those weapons would be fine to pick up. Longbow, if any of you guys need a longbow or arrows, those are around. The armor is all sized for a hobgoblin, and so it would be medium sized. It probably would be technically too big for a dwarf, and it might be too big for the humans. But it could certainly be kept if you guys wanted it to sell for loot. But it's going to be weight and everything.
The reason Mulek is asking is I owe someone some money. So I would look at Kren and say, Kren, if there's anything here that you could use, feel free.
I just want the sword so I can cleanse this place. That is all I require. The rest of the loot is yours. You killed it. You keep the kill.
Well, just to hurry this along, what kind of weapons are you good with? I got a couple that you might be able to use.
Every weapon, from a rock to a giant maul. I'm pretty confident I'll be able to beat someone to death with anything. And he flexes his guns.
I got a long sword, and I got a warhammer. Which one of those two would you like?
Oh, I'd love a warhammer so I could crush some heads.
He's like... Alistair puts down his backpack, and he starts looking through it. He pulls out this warhammer. His old warhammer.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's proper craftsmanship.
And he just tosses it over.
I won't regret this. He takes it in his hand, does like a little spin with it. Like this reminds me of my days by the forge. Oh, it's hammer time, boys.
Well, I guess we'll have time to get to know each other after this. But
I owe you a drink. Let's get to it.
Okay. Well, you guys heard what that hobgoblin said. Looks like there's his boss is up here down this hallway we passed. Should we go check that out?
Yeah, and there might be some political intrigue going on in here as well.
Do we know what this direction? You know what's going down there?
Kren has not been down there, and nobody asked the hobgoblin, so no, you don't.
Which way?
Down.
Yeah. All we know is he said down is
where
scary.
Yeah,
there's more down there,
and he wouldn't tell you exactly what's down there, but the way he was kind of evasive in answering, you can decide whether you think that means there's a lot more hobgoblins or whether there's more than hobgoblins down there.
Well, this is my thought, guys. We know where this leads because this is where we came from. If we trust this other hobgoblin, there's other forces down this hallway. I'm afraid if we continue down even further, we could get pinched. My vote is to come up here and check this first before going any further.
Well, hell, I guess it don't matter.
Okay. So, Kren, are you going to follow them up this hallway?
I'm going to walk up to the captains first, spit on him, and then follow them.
Okay. All right. And Daldor, you're going to follow him as well?
Yep.
Okay.
Do I notice the monkey?
Sorry?
Do I notice the baboon?
Oh, yeah, sure. You would notice the baboon. He's just been sitting there.
I'm not going to bring it up. I'm just going to look at it, very curious as to why there is a monkey in the middle of this dwarven hold surrounded by these people. I'm not going to question it at this point because there's some other weird stuff going on, but just a double take, like, wait, is that a monkey? Wait, what?
And Mulek will see that, and I'll look at Kren. I'm like, don't worry about Johnny. He's harmless. He's with
Johnny.
me.
Yeah, okay. He's really cute.
Yeah, he's my pal. I had another pal, but he's gone at the moment.
Is he the guy that was chasing the hot druid?
No. I don't know if you noticed my owl come into this room
No, Kren, you probably didn't see the owl. You saw that the hobgoblin shot at something, and it looked like he was shooting towards your cave, but then or your cage. Something deflected the arrow, and the arrow clattered to the floor. But there was nothing there. When you looked up at where the arrow was, nothing was there. You thought maybe you saw a feather falling through the air, but then it just disappeared and vanished into nothing.
I thought it was just a really bad shot.
Yeah.
Well, I normally have an owl friend with me, and like I said, he's gone for the moment.
For the moment, is he okay? I like owls.
Oh yeah, he's safe. He's safe. It's going to take me some time to bring him back.
Kren, you get to this opening here, and you look down the hallway.
This looks familiar.
Yeah, you look down this hallway, and when thinking back to what the hobgoblin said, you stand there and you look, and yeah, actually it's pretty clear. There actually is a secret door there. You're not sure. You're not sure how easy it would be to open from this side, but you can tell that there's one down at the end of the hall. So you think
the hobgoblin story.
Yeah, you think that's possibly what the hobgoblin was talking about when he mentioned something down there. So so that's the information you know.
Compatriots, down here is where I entered this lovely place and got knocked out and had that. Oh god, it makes me mad just thinking about it. It makes me want to puke. But down there is the secret door. It's probably what that hobgoblin was talking about earlier, but we'll have to go and check it out. It leads to the lava fields. It may also lead to that weird fire person that person was talking to about, because fire likes fire, right? That makes sense.
Oh, okay. Actually, point of clarification for Kren. You came from this direction, the same that they did, and you passed this, just kind of not really noticing it that much. You passed it, and then when you got here, that's when you noticed the fire guys talking to the hobgoblins, and you got.
Okay. Sorry, misunderstood.
So, yeah, you have not yet been down this direction.
Secret door down there, guys.
Hey, Thaldor, this might be up your alley. There appears to be a secret door down here, but you're our specialist in that area.
Sure, let me check it out.
Worked as a mason, so maybe I'll give you an assist in this. I'm going to give the health action.
Yeah.
On the map, is it?
It is down here.
Oh, 10-4. Got you. Okay.
So let's see.
What do you want me to roll for that, Gully?
Well, you actually Kren can point it out to you. You don't need to roll to find it. I'm trying to figure out what the thing is. The thing is a
the roll? Maybe perception?
No. He doesn't need perception because you have seen it. I'm trying to see what the DC is on opening it, because most of the time with secret doors they have, in a module like this, it tells you that all secret doors have thus and so.
And I'm gonna when Thaldor comes up, I'm gonna hand Thaldor one of my pills. I'm like, here, take this. This might help you as well.
Yummy.
Okay.
Did you flavor
Well, you got Smarties?
pretty much.
That's what they do.
Okay. Thaldor, roll me a sleight of hand check. And if you have thieves tools, you can add your.
Ooh.
There you go. That was a
wow.
natural 18. So
And
27?
then with it's a 20. Did you already add Mulex?
Yeah.
1 to it. Okay,
Yeah,
so
27 plus proficiency would be in thieves tools is I think a +2. Is my proficiency bonus?
Yeah.
No, +3.
Oh,
so 3.
Yeah, let's see, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30.
So a total of 30. Yeah.
Very nice.
You look at it and you're like, wow, I was expecting dwarven stuff to be harder to open than this. And you click, and when you do, you open a door. And when you open said door, it looks like you surprise somebody. When you open this door, the interior of this stifling chamber is filled with the odor of wood smoke, and a smoky haze fills the air. 4 oversized braziers in the corners put off considerable light. A divan sits along one wall, while a writing table with a basalt top rests against another wall. Numerous rugs, many of them singed at the edges, lie scattered on the floor. Wall hangings woven in various shades of scarlet, blood, and rose red and bearing fire-stitched patterns decorate the chamber. And on that divan, there is a red-skinned man, and he appears to be have been reading a book. And when the door opens, he's like, and he starts to get up, and he's just there looking at you, looking at him across the room. What do you guys want to do?
Calm.
Me, I'm home.
It's like, you, how did you get free?
Oh, my friends say they let me free. They pushed me out of my cage in that disgusting rag. I'm going to wield the hammer in both hands at this point. So, do you mind introducing yourself, huh? Huh?
Hold. Oh my gosh. And then he looks and he sees, and then you can tell his eyes cut to, his eyes cut over here to this door. Whoops. Over here to this door. I know the whole wall isn't revealed, but that's because there's something else over there. But that's a door there that you can see. And yeah, this place here, this feels hot. I mean, it's just like you've stepped into a hot kitchen, basically, that has a bunch of ovens in it that are all running. And yeah, Faldor, it's probably uncomfortably warm that close to that brazier there. Same for what's his name, Johnny. So yeah. Oh, you see this desk here, you see that, and this guy, he says, okay. And he puts the book down. He says, I'm Bastion Thermendar. It appears we got off on the wrong foot.
Oh, that's a light way of putting it. You're about to lose the foot unless you convince me otherwise.
I'm impressed that you were able to get out, even if you did have help from friends. How can I help you? He just kind of asks helplessly. It's like, okay, I'm not sure what he's not sure what the hell he's gonna do now.
I'm punching him.
Oh, you want to punch him?
I'm punching him. Yeah, I'll punch him and walk off. I'm going to get this punch in first.
Okay.
Don't kill him, Kren.
Oh, my word, he'll just feel it.
Questions. Oh my god.
Special that hits, I guess it's 6.
Okay. And it's like, ow! Hey, and you, uh, you back away, and
I'll step to the side, let these guys do the talking.
he's got red skin, so you can't really tell whether you've hurt his nose or not. He definitely felt it. He definitely said "ow," but he's probably kind of a tough guy because he's like, "Oh, ow, okay, yeah, I probably would punch somebody too if I got locked up. Ouch, damn it, ugh, well, okay. What about the rest of you? How can I help you?"
What's your name?
Uh, my name's Bastion Thermander.
What are you reading there?
Oh, it's just some well, it's nothing important. It's just some uh it's just some, and you look at it and you see that it is, the cover has a scantily clad female Ifrit on it, and the title underneath it says the title underneath it says
This is going to be good. I can already tell. It's going to be like the Iconian Maid or something, isn't it?
says Maids of Brass. And you guys can
the brass tacks. Sorry.
You guys can give me a history check to see if that rings any bells. Okay.
Roll a freaking nat 20 on that. Are you serious?
Oh wow. Okay. And then
Thaldor, what have you been reading these days?
Kren, that's you can roll too. History.
I'm not interested.
Okay. Well, it's not a surprise that the bard knows. A little bit more surprised that the thief knows. But Ifrit live on the plane of elemental fire, and their city is called the City of Brass. And so, putting this together, it's like, this is probably like some kind of, well, you don't know how racy it is, but it's probably about exploits in the City of Brass with some female Ifrit. So he seems a little bit embarrassed about reading this.
Hey, guys,
Clearly, it has
pretty far out, if you get my drift.
Okay. Yeah, Mike, you're a little bit soft now. It seems like something has changed, so you're a little bit too quiet. Better? Maybe you can bring it up a little bit or move closer to your mic, one of the two.
My mic got turned around.
Oh, okay. All right. There you go.
There you go. It's a little bit of a risque type book, guys. I think he's, it's a little bit more hot in here than just the braziers.
You may have a fever. You may see a doctor.
And he kind of just does look a little bit embarrassed. And he says, oh, well, but that's not important. What are you guys doing here? Why are you here?
We're here to put an end to your goddamn cult. That's what we're here to do. So everything that you have, we're confiscating.
Oh, Kren, speaking of things that he has, you can see over in the corner here, right next to where this sconce is on the wall, there's a whole pile of stuff that looks really familiar. It looks like your stuff.
Oh, Mr. Hammer, how I missed you. He drops the warhammer ever so arrogantly for some reason and just walks over to the pile of stuff.
Yeah. So, and all of your equipment and gear and everything is there. So everything that you would normally have on your character sheet is there with you.
So he currently has a cloak with a dwarven sigil on the back. It looks to be some kind of crest. And he picks up this maul, which has this dwarven inscription written down the handle. If anyone speaks Dwarven, they could probably make it out. But for the audience's sake, it basically just says "Death to Dragons." He wears this half plates, which covers most of his body, and he puts on these clothes, which kind of like put it out beyond that as well. He's got a tankard that's hanging on the side of his waist. Looks a bit used. Looks like it probably should be cleaned, but it hasn't. That's his new, up-to-date, this is me, look. This is now what I am.
Okay. Bastian says, "Oh, wait." And he looks a little bit anxious, but then also a little bit hopeful. He says, "You're here to end Vanifer, right?" He asks kind of hopefully.
Here to end anyone that shouldn't be here, as far as I'm concerned. That includes you. You have to convince these fine people of otherwise.
Well, maybe I could help you if you help me.
Why would we want to help you?
Well, because we have, in this complex, we have a common enemy, if you will.
Venifer? Is who you're talking about?
Yes. Vanifer, she would like to think that she has the favor of Imix and that she is somehow the leader of this. But she's a fraud. There's only one problem. She currently carries Tender Strike. Now, if you can go find Vanifer, enter, and bring me Tender Strike, that would mean a lot to me. And I would be able to give you a huge reward. And we could perhaps negotiate what happens to everybody else in here.
What the hell is Tender Strike?
Oh, Tender Strike. It's a family heirloom.
Okay.
It is a weapon.
Have I heard that name before?
I was going to ask the same thing if I was familiar with that name.
Give me another.
I only asked because of my kind of like the war religion I'm part of.
It's a named weapon, so there could be something in a history book or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're a bard, you're also part of this order. So you have both of those things going for you. So Fallishar, I would give advantage. Everybody else, I think this is another history thing to see if anybody's heard of this. So you guys can make history checks.
Thanks.
Let
me turn that off.
History, huh? Okay. Hold on to your butts. Pow!
Dirty 20. Nice.
Okay, so Mulek and Fallishar have both heard of Tender Strike. Tender Strike is a dagger. And it's a dagger that is made out of flint. So it's got a stone blade instead of a metal blade. And yet it is considered to be sharp. The blade of it smolders for several minutes after it is used to deal damage. And you remember last session, Falazur remembered some song cycles that dealt with this either prince or princess of elemental fire that they call Imix. Tender Strike, legend has it that there is a spark of Imix in this weapon.
Oh no. So would it be safe to say that it's probably
Evil?
cursed or evil or cursed or some way?
Oh,
if it has his essence in it.
Very
yeah.
evil.
If it has the essence of that, it is definitely a weapon that is evil, and definitely a weapon that's very powerful. Might be the kind of weapon that has stories about it where somebody tries to take it and then they realize that they're not in control of themselves anymore and the weapon is.
No.
And it's kind of one of those types of things. That's what legends would tell you about that weapon.
Falazur would speak up. He'd say, "What in the hell would you want, and why in the gods would we give you such an evil blade? I'd mind you, strip you naked and run you butt ass screaming out of this place."
If you're lucky.
And he says, "Oh, so that's how it's going to be. Well, too bad. I hope you all are ready to die." And he is going to get ready to fight you guys, but we're going to have that fight after our break. So I have 32 after the hour, and I am going to go ahead and throw the music on. Let's come back at 40 after the hour or so, and we will get started. Chat, thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. Any questions you have about what's going on, you can go ahead and throw those in during the break. Paul and anybody else, you guys can sort of chat during the break, and I will put the slate up and the timer up, and then I'm going to go grab a drink.
Ugh.
That was fun.
Feeling off tonight. Ugh.
Yeah,
Anyway,
there goes our temporary help.
all I asked was why would we do it? That's all. I guess I'm not supposed to. I'm not supposed to know it was evil or something.
Yeah, we should have played that a little bit different. Hey, Ken, before you came on, we went ahead and split that gold we got from last week. So add 83, add the 83 to yours if you haven't already, and then Galabon created a bag of holding loot. Basically, it's not a separate bag of holding. It's just if you agree, I'm just going to put party loot in my bag of holding, but we're going to keep it separate. So we created a separate one so we know what loot is part of the party and what stuff is mine. So
that's fine. I'm keeping track of my stuff. I'm not overcumbered or anything, but
for the gold, we went ahead and just divvied that up, and then there's just one gold piece as party loot that I've got in the bag of holding. So
sounds good.
I've got a question.
Yeah.
How does Gally feel about swearing?
So
I do it all the time.
So me personally, I would appreciate no swearing, but because I don't swear and I don't like swearing, I haven't really said anything much in this party because there hasn't been a whole lot of it. But for my sake, I would appreciate less swearing than more.
That's all I needed to know. Just wanted to include it in the lexicon or not.
I know Galamon doesn't really swear much during the game. I've noticed he keeps it pretty PG-ish, 13 maybe a little bit. He keeps things toned down quite a bit, which I appreciate.
That's kind of one thing is he's streaming it on Twitch, but I just want to check first.
Yeah.
I realized after I'd said it that I said the B word, as it were. I was like, oh, wait, that's not right. I shouldn't do that, should I? Even if it's what the character would do, because he's expressing displeasure, there are better ways I can do that.
I mean, you just got to play your character the way you play your character.
Oh, don't worry, I will.
Yeah, but if you can use less harsh words,
I use different words, don't worry.
Like the fake curse words, so to say, But
I know.
But I would greatly appreciate it. Yeah, that just from me, I try to avoid swearing. So that's me.
That's all I needed to know. Thank you. That's important because I don't want to tread on any fingers or anything. I really enjoyed that. Thanks for that, guys. Looking forward to discovering more about your characters in RP.
Yeah, my backstory really hasn't been shared much, so mine's still kind of out there to be divulged.
So is Kren's. That's not to worry. There's a lot going under this muscly, angry exterior.
You've got a great voice for a nasty barbarian dwarf.
I've done it a few times before. I've done the posh noble a few times as well because I'm from Southeast England, so you could do the very stereotypical Oxford accent, very. Yeah. I live in a very upper class area where we live and talk like this. We are pleasant in our Dexlon.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's phone voice is what I would call it. I much prefer talking like Kren. It's funner, it's simpler, it's brutaler.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure whether to try a Scottish dwarven accent this time, but it would just sound bad, I'm going to be honest.
Oh, your accent's perfect. It's different than our Yankee accents. So
that doesn't make it perfect.
Wait a minute.
Yankee as an American. Ken's got the nice Southern charm.
I just throw it on a little thick.
Yeah, yeah. No, you're good. I'm not good with it.
That's what Falazur's kind of like. He's like. It's more like Southern royalty, but he's like Texan royalty. It's kind of weird.
Sorry, guys. I got a phone call. Sorry, I didn't talk for a minute.
No, it's fine. Hello.
So he's not a redneck. He's just. I just thought I didn't want to talk like a Georgian, so I thought I would just.
Georgians don't talk like that no more. We don't. The Southerners don't talk like it's the 1800s anymore.
But he comes from a well-to-do family lineage, so he. But he cusses sometimes, and that's just his character, so... Sorry,
ignorance prevails in my side there, because I have no idea the difference between... to me, it's just a Southern accent. Because what you see on TV, or who you speak to... I know plenty of Americans from South across America, right? That speak very clearly, very differently.
Most of the times most of the time it doesn't come out very well. I have to be drinking or be real relaxed with some friends, and then when the drawl starts coming out.
Oh, I'm 4 beers in.
There you go. Thaldor, by the way, he has a connection to Mulek's character in a way. Thaldor's uncle is Dorzafir, so the character from our last campaign. So Thaldor was raised by his uncle because his father died because of the dragon attack. So Dorzafir brought his nephew in, raised him, trained him, and trained him to be a thief, pretty much be a rogue like himself. And so he has connections. He's very intelligent for a young man. He's probably in his 20s, I imagine, if I did the math right. Yeah, he's in his 20s. And he's very intelligent, so he knows if we go into a dungeon or we go somewhere, he can remember the way out. Like he remembers everything. So keen mind, like I said, I call that a DM's bane, because all you have to do is if I forget something, like me as Michael forgets something, I can say, oh yeah, well, he's got keen mind. So what did he remember? Because I can remember any conversation, anything that's happened in the past 30 days. So if there's a conversation or anything, but as a character and as Michael, James, I didn't forget that Mulek owes Thaldor 500 gold.
That's why I was, I didn't want to do it during the game, but I'm gonna get with Galabon to say, okay, just tell me what items I would have thrown into my bag of holding, because I know I have a debt to pay and I need to gather whatever I can to sell to pay that debt. So
yeah, well Thaldor's a debt of life, so it'll help.
But no, Thaldor's not going to strangle Mulek over 500 gold. He's not really that stressed about it. But it's funny. It's funny just to. I want to bring it up in character sometime. And be like, oh yeah, hey, you happen to have that gold coin for me, buddy?
Oh, I know I have. I know I owe it. And just to Paul. So I don't know if you're familiar with Dragon of Icespire Peak.
I am. Yeah.
Okay, so that was the first campaign that Galabon ran with a group of us last year to get a group together that could then come into this campaign. Right. And Mike and I are the only ones left from that original party, or that original campaign. And so my character in that campaign was a wizard who fought with Thaldor's uncle, Dorsifrir. Mm-hmm. And so that's where we kind of have a connection, and we've talked about it a little bit, but Mulek still hasn't shared in depth like how he came. I don't think I have with you, Mike. How exactly
Mulek hinted at it? Yeah, you've hinted at it, but you've not came. We haven't had enough alone time to sit down and talk. Like we did that one mission alone. You kind of hinted at it because I kind of brought it up as a character. I was bringing it up with you, and you hinted at it, and you were like, "Oh." We were in the middle of running away, running through a camp in craziness, so it was hard to have.
I didn't actually watch the streams, so I do have a general idea what the group got up to, but obviously I know that in myself. I don't know that in character, so it makes it slightly more complicated to describe it or apply it. But the first thing that Hillcrest would have asked me, like he kind of hinted at, like, what was your fighting style, something like that, is, who taught you, where did you come from, where did you learn these things? So I feel like that's probably a good little natural jump for you two to have that little conversation, and that'd be great role play, I think.
Meanwhile, Falger is just out of nowhere, just comes from the far south, and he's from the kingdom directly above the Kalimshaw or whatever, like Aladdin, like that whole kingdom.
Oh yeah.
He's from Tithir or whatever the hell. But he's a bard, but I'm playing the character like a paladin in a sense, but not like super uppity moralistic per se, just more thematic.
You're a bard with a conscience.
No,
really. Okay. Really well in character.
Take a war cleric mixed with a paladin, and there you go. And a bard. It's this weird. I don't know. I like to do things different. But
if Krenraid knows anything about his very short time above the surface outside of his hold, it means someone who has a really fancy and weird name is either an idiot or incredibly wealthy. So judging from the fact that you're able to free him, he's going to lean on probably the incredibly wealthy, knows what he's talking about kind of guy rather than the idiot.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Yeah, Falger even puts on an air of it, like he's kind of like not as smart as he is, but that's more of a deception.
I would think he's pretty clever just from his name alone because it's fancy. He gives you the benefit of the doubt because of what went on earlier.
Okay. All right. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. All right. And it is now time. I think I cleared. Yes, I cleared the turn order. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to make sure that his character is set up correctly. Always roll, never whisper rolls. Add dex tiebreaker. Okay, so that's done, and then I'm going to roll initiative for Bastion. Okay. There's no surprise, so he rolls initiative, you guys roll initiative, and we go in order. So you guys can all roll your initiative.
I did not mean to start combat. My bad.
You have nothing to apologize for. You hadn't done it, Krenraid might have. So.
Well, yeah, there's
Oh, wait, barbarian. Thank you.
There's actually nothing that you guys. Okay.
I'm changing it.
Thaldor.
Sir.
Yeah, you can go ahead and roll initiative. I don't see your initiative on your.
Can do.
Okay.
Grab another beer right quick.
There we go.
Ooh.
Okay.
It's at plus 5. It's at plus 5. Mulek, that plus 5.
Yeah. Okay. Well then, Faldor. You are up. I am going to adjust our map here and our screen size so that it's easier for chat to see what's going on with this battle. And yeah, there's this guy ahead of you. What would you like to do?
This is something you don't very see much of, Thaldor. I'm going to move up 5, 10. He's within melee range. I'm going to hit him with my short sword.
Okay. Uh, 17 will hit for 18 damage.
What? No, that's adding the sneak attack, so it'd only be 6.
Oh, okay, so -6. Okay. Yeah.
Then I guess I'm just going to stand there because ain't much else I can do. I can't run and hide.
Okay. All right, and Mulek, you are up.
I'm going to look at him, and I'm going to command him to grovel.
Command him to what? Grovel?
To grovel.
Oh, okay. All right. So it's a wisdom saving throw or follow the command. So DC 16. Oh, well, he might get lucky. No, he does not.
So he falls prone and ends his turn on his turn. Or I guess on his turn.
On his turn, he would.
On his turn, that's what he does.
Yeah. Okay. So we will see what happens when his turn comes around.
And I'm going to whistle to Johnny to come up and to just stand ready by me.
Okay. All right. Krenraid.
Very confused as to why this guy suddenly just hit the deck. Maybe he's got a really bad stomachache or something like that. I don't understand it. But I'm going to take advantage. I'm going to drop the Warhammer and I'm going to attempt to grapple him from this side.
Okay. All right. So grab him, make an attack roll, and that. You make an athletics check, I guess.
So just to clarify, if we're going by the way the spell works, it says that it must follow the command on its next turn. So his turn hasn't technically come up yet, so he hasn't really taken the action, which sounds a little weird to me. But Galabon, if you want to treat that they do that immediately, which makes more sense to me. But
no, because it doesn't. The reason they do it this way is because it takes into account if the target has already used its reaction. If it immediately used the creature's reaction and the creature had already used its reaction, basically you would waste the spell. So the reason it's worded this way is it has to wait until their turn for them to follow the action, because you have to guarantee that their reaction board is cleared and they have an action they can use. It's all about the economy of actions in 5e. So Krenraid, what you would have seen to this point is you would have seen Mulek fling his finger out at the guy and say, grovel. And the guy's eyes probably would have gotten wide and looked at him, surprised. But that's the only reaction you would have seen from him so far. So he's still standing there. The reason I put the skull thing on him is so I remember when his turn comes, oh yeah, he's got an effect on him that I have to play out.
My apologies.
No, nothing to apologize, because Kren, all he's heard is there's been no reaction from this guy. So you could still go up and try to grapple him, or if he's standing and that changes what you would do, you can go ahead and do whatever you were going to do. Anyway.
That's whatever this guy is doing. First things first, then, if he's not on the ground currently, do I sense anything with danger sense? Because it's so hot in this room, is there any obvious dangers, like traps or anything else like that?
No. There's no obvious traps. This guy, he doesn't have any armor. He's not carrying any weapons. He probably is one of those crazy finger twiddlers. So that could be a danger, but his turn hasn't come around, so he's not obviously preparing a spell or anything. And now, even if he was going to, we know mechanically out of game he's not going to be able to, because the other thing with command, you fail that save and there's no stopping the effect because it's only a 1-round effect.
He's still a bit miffed. He's still a bit clunky, and he wants to get nice and tight and say hello to this guy. So he's still going to attempt to grapple him. I'm going to stick with what I said.
Okay, all right. So it's an athletics check for you.
Right.
And then his reaction is an opposed athletics or acrobatics check, whichever is better. And because he can use his reaction, he can try to avoid the grapple. Because after all, he's got a grovel. He doesn't want to be grappled. So that's a 19. He has to oppose that with, his, it would just be a straight dex check because he doesn't have any extra skill thing. So it's an acrobatics check for him. 17. He fails. So you have him grappled. And all right, so we'll see. Anything else you're going to do? You're just going to hang on to him?
No, I'm going to punch him. Because luckily I have an extra attack feature, so I'm sure it's not going to get a slugging.
Okay, go ahead and attack him.
Jeez.
Falco, punch!
Okay, and actually I think I ruled this incorrectly before. because on a critical, what you're supposed to double is damage dice, and without having any trained unarmed attack, you don't even roll anything. So it's just 6 points regardless. So he takes another 6 points from your punch. Whoops. Hold on. What was this guy's? It was okay. Enter and then minus. Okay. There we go. Hold on.
He's on its way, my friend. Like crushing his neck between my biceps.
Okay. And
how is he gonna grovel while being grappled?
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. So all he can do is grovel. He's going to use his turn to try to get out of the grapple so he can grovel. So he's going to make another acrobatics check, and he fails. So he's weakly kind of slapping at the guy's arm and just looking up at Mulek like, "Sorry, I can't." Well, he doesn't say anything, but he's just kind of giving you this look like, I would if I could.
I could roll lower if you want me to roll the opposing check.
No. Yeah. Go ahead and roll the opposing check. Yeah.
I take it back.
Yeah. As he squirms, he just gets himself tighter into Kren's grip, and it doesn't look like he's going anywhere. Mulek, oh well. At least you prevented him from trying to cast a spell.
Yeah. Hey, it was still successful. It wasn't what I was expecting, but hey, it is what it is.
And Falliger, you're up.
What?
And I'm gonna.
Do I see when I'm looking at this guy? What is he wearing?
Okay.
What does he look like? What kind of weapon is he using?
He is a red-skinned man.
Red-skinned.
He's wearing robes.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Do I have a picture of him that okay, come on. No, of course they didn't give me a picture of him. Okay. He yeah. He's wearing robes. They are crimson robes that almost match the color of his skin. They are similar in design to the robes that you saw from some of the cult types above, but these are much finer. They are much fancier. This is a guy who has money and doesn't mind everybody knowing that he has money.
I don't like this evil fucker. All right. And he's prone right now, right?
Yep.
He is not prone.
He would have been prone.
He would have been prone, but he was prevented from groveling because
Kren had to go and mess it up.
He's really strong right now. Like he's so impressed with himself. Like this guy's doubling over, trying to get out of his grip. It's great.
Okay.
Advantage on melee attack, so that's what you're asking because he's prone.
No, he's not prone. He's not prone. There is no advantage.
He's grappled.
Grappled, but he does get advantage, yeah.
But there's no advantage to grappling. It just means that he can't go anywhere.
Advantage on melee attacks, I'm pretty sure, but double check that.
No, there's nothing. Yeah. There's no other advantage.
Condition ends. Yep, that's true. His speed has become 0, and he can't benefit from any bonus to his speed.
Okay. Well, tell you what. This guy, probably a big deal here. And, I have some room. So, I'm just going to cast a spell on him. I'm going to reach out and touch him.
Ooh.
Please hit. Ugh.
Inflict
Oh,
wounds.
jeez, 25.
Ooh.
That'll do it.
29.
29
Jesus, I almost crit. No.
Yeah, you did.
You did enough. It's okay.
29 points of damage. Okay. All right. Well, we know what adamant's necrotic or inflict wounds looks like, but what does Falazur's inflict wounds look like? Because I don't think you've done that before.
Oh, I haven't even thought about it. Well, it's necrotic damage, so I don't know. I'll have to think about it for future reference. But let's just say that he reaches out and he grabs him by the throat, and all of his veins just bulge out, and they just start turning black throughout his body.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So Kren, there's kind of this unsettling sensation as this guy's veins just sort of bulge, and this blackness just sort of shoots through them, and he screams out in agony. Ah!
And all of his veins in his body just protrude, and he starts his eyes even start leaking this black blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Krenraid disgusted by it. We won't listen to the script just yet.
Okay. We have a Warforged in our Sunday game that uses that, and he has flavored his that basically he injects rust into people's blood veins or into people's veins when he does the inflict wounds. It's like, ugh. It's like all this rust just flows through their veins.
That's what I love about D&D.
Yeah. So, all right. And the guy is bloodied. And Paul, if you're wondering, you're correct. There is no official bloodied condition in 5e, but I think bloodied has been around since 3rd edition, and it just basically means that somebody is at half hit points or lower. And so I figure that when somebody gets hurt that bad, well, you can tell they're kind of hurt. So I just use it as a reference, both for party members and for enemies that you guys are fighting. All right. So he is bloodied, and we are back to Thaldor.
He still has him grappled, right?
Oh, yeah.
Is that an auto crit if I hit him? Or?
No. There's no bonus, but you do have two allies that are not incapacitated that are within 5 feet of him.
Ha ha. Well, I'm going to stab him with my short sword.
Okay.
As I was grappling, apologies, it's my fault.
Yeah, no problem. I don't know. I don't think that I hit.
Well, this guy didn't have a chance to put up mage armor. So 14 will hit for 17 points of damage.
Ooh.
Yeah, okay, this fight didn't go how he was expecting it to go. Mulek. This guy is held. His leaking black ooze from his eyes, and he just took a vicious shot from Thaldor's short sword, and he's been punched in the nose twice.
I'm going to step up and just attack him with my dagger. I don't want to, since he's grappled, I want to get in close. I don't want to cast any spells at him in case I might miss and hit Kryn. So I'm just going to do a straight dagger attack at him.
He's terrified of that dagger. He saw what you did to someone else, so he's like, oh, God.
Jeez.
19 for 4 points of damage. Okay.
The dice love us tonight.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
and they dislike the DM, and these guys can tell you sometimes it goes the other way around. Sometimes
As it should, the dice should favor no one. It should be subjective.
Polyhedral gods are evening everything out tonight. Okay,
and so while I was going in, I would have to Johnny and would have also communicated to him that if I don't finish him off, you come and do it. And so Johnny's going to go 5, 10, 15, and he has he has pack tactics, so he gets advantage on attack. So
oh my gosh, that's a hit. 16.
Okay, and just 2
piercing. Okay. This guy is he started with a and now he's just he's practically gurgling now because he's just so weakened and helpless at this point. It seems like. All right. You like anything else?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that ends my turn.
Okay. Kren, you are up. You can tell this guy is close to death. He's still alive, but it feels like he's fading fast.
So, what Kren would do in this situation is it's pretty clear to me, but instead, I'm going to very simply and very calmly whisper in his ear, I would enjoy wringing your little neck. However, if you tap with your little pathetic hand on my big, strong, bubbly arm, I may let you go, as long as you behave nicely.
Oh, he's gonna tap on your arm. He's just gonna, slap your arm to tap out, trying to tap out.
I'll slowly release my grip. Well, at the same time, I'm reaching for my hand axe just in case.
Okay. All right. Let's see. I need to check something. Are you going to do any
or intimidation or something? I don't know what you want to roll.
No. Okay. Casting a spell. Okay. Yeah. All right. Just want to double check something. Okay, no, they've just streamlined everything in this edition. All right. You're releasing your grip.
I'm readying an action, basically, with my hand axe to attack him if he tried to do anything stupid other than just sit back and talk.
Okay, you're going to ready an action.
Correct.
In case he does anything other than sit. All right. Well, I think that basically ends your turn. If you haven't used it, I've got this little thing where over in the chat bar you can click on your EOT and that will advance the. Yeah, there you go. All right. Well, he is going to I want to do this. Oh, crap. I think there's a way. I think there's a... Oh, no. All right. That's not... Oh, okay. All right. Let me take a look here. Okay. All right. As you let him go, he uses a bonus action to cast a spell. And the spell he is casting...
Would Mulek see that? Recognize that he's casting?
Let's see.
I'm right in front of him.
It's a verbal component only. So you might hear him say something.
I was about to say, I didn't say that he should speak, so I would have hit him with the hand axe as well.
Okay, well, so he starts casting this spell, Mulek counterspell.
Oh no!
Which because Misty Step is a level 2 spell, it's automatically countered. And because he was casting a spell, you have a ready to action to attack him. So you get your attack roll.
Don't.
Oh my god! Has everybody here played the lottery this week? Seriously?
Actually, yes. I really hope I get those numbers.
Okay, Paul.
James with his double crit earlier.
Paul, how does Kren's axe kill this guy?
So the moment his mouth opens to say something, having witnessed both Faldor and Mulek do this weird thing where they talk something and then something else happens, Kren's fairly certain that if this guy speaks, something bad's going to happen. So he just brings the axe down straight on his head, splitting his skull open.
Okay. Well, that happens. All right. So 6 and 3, so -9. Okay. And he is dead. And he falls down in a heap. And now he is a very dead, red-skinned man in a very fancy red robe.
I take my hand axe and just wipe it on my chest a bit, just getting some blood on my body. Just say, "Oh, that was fun. I enjoyed that."
Well, that's one way to end him.
He was casting a spell, guys, if you didn't notice, and I had to counter it.
I did.
Oh, I saw it.
What?
Yeah, his spell got double countered. Got countered magically and countered physically.
So, when you say he was casting a spell, is that when he was doing that weird talking thing? I got a feeling that was something weird.
Yeah, he was attempting to flee. This guy was he wasn't gonna help us.
Yeah, he would have got past you guys. You would have beat him up.
Well, you saved me the trouble of having to do it myself.
That's true. Says kind of touching his chest a bit.
Well, we might as well take of anything valuable this guy has and search around. These guy types usually have some kind of hidden treasure or something around here.
Oh, that reminds me. Thank you. Mulek, gonna tap on his shoulder. I'm gonna take out a pouch of 10 gold pieces. You said that you were in debt to some character. Be probably some unscrupulous, terrible loan shark. So just, hey, have this.
No. I mean,
Or smiles, just cracks a smile.
I'm in debt to my buddy over here. It's not a you don't need to pay. It's not.
Right. So I give him the gold instead.
No, I take as he does that. I take my hand and just push it back towards him and tell him, no, it's fine. It's a mutual thing. We can have him worked out. I'm not going to beat his brains out for the. It's okay. I promise you, it's okay.
We're all good. Well,
then I'm certainly going to use it to buy drinks later.
There you go. I'll take you up on that.
I would like to. I'm gonna spend a few minutes to. Well, actually, I've got it prepared. I'm gonna go ahead and cast detect magic. While we're
okay, so let's see. Bastian. Gotta go back to his
Kiddo ritual magic.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, you know what? I take that back. Yeah, I'm gonna take the 10 minutes to cast it. So while everyone's searching, I'm gonna take 10 minutes to detect. Yeah, so I'm gonna go off to the corner and say, hey, I'm just gonna try and get my detect magic going. You guys see what you can find.
I'm gonna search the desk.
Okay. You search the desk and you will find. What is the? Where is the stupid thing?
Hey, Falliger, this place does smell of incense. I wonder if there's some that's not burned that you could use, maybe.
Okay.
It does smell really nice in here. Quite enjoy it. I'm going to start picking at the guy as well as corpse.
Well, he did have good taste.
He didn't have good sense.
He was reading smutty readings. I don't know how much good taste he had.
Oh yeah, that reminds me that should be confiscated. And Pellinger just goes over and he slips it into his clothing somewhere or whatever.
Can I see if I noticed that him slide that book into his pocket?
He doesn't even. Doesn't even. It's not even like.
He's not even trying
obscure.
to.
He's just literally.
You're
says,
not trying to hide it.
No, he's literally says, "Oh, that should be confiscated." And
Trent totally believes you. Like he thinks it's a magic item or something else. He's 100% on board.
Okay. Yes. You find a bunch of papers, and they are written in common. And you start reading it, and you realize that this is this guy's scribblings. Basically, it's his. It's not bound up, but it's kind of like a loose leaf journal that he's been keeping, and he is obsessed with how he is going to supplant and replace Vanifer as leader of the cult. He's convinced that he identifies himself as a Genasi. And you guys can make rolls to see if you know. I guess it would be. I hate using history. Maybe survival. See if you know what a Genasi is, and so he calls himself a Genasi, and he says because of his fire Genasi heritage, he deserves to be the leader of the cult and not this jumped up human Vanifer.
Oh, there you go, Ken.
And okay. All right. So, yeah, both of you guys know that Genasi are a race of humanoids that are, they have odd colored skin, and it's rumored that they are half human and half elemental. so you know that red-skinned ones are humans who have one human parent and one parent that is from the elemental plane of fire. And
apparently this guy liked it hot, and I mean really hot, because apparently Mama got down with somebody that was a fire, or it could have been Daddy, but either way.
Wait. Mummy shagged a fire?
Pretty much. This guy's writings here looks a little, he was a little egotistical. So he thinks that he was going to replace the leader of the cult because he's what they say here, fire genasi. So
okay.
he thinks he thinks he was the man. Apparently a hand axe took him down, so he wasn't too powerful, I'd imagine.
Right, so he had to split.
Pretty much.
I guess while that's going on, Milik's finishing up his ritual, and I'm just kind of looking around the room for any kind of like secret compartments or buttons or levers or anything that might.
In one of the desks or in one of the drawers of the desk, you do find a pouch, and the pouch has coins in it. The pouch has, and I'm going to go ahead and put this in the Discord. Pouch. The desk contains 260 silver pieces and 90 gold pieces.
Ooh.
Other than that, it has like there's some other papers that are like that looks like hobgoblin contracts, and basically it's like, hobgoblins is just like there's a place where they're supposed to sign, and it's just like got X's or things like that there, and it basically says they get paid the equivalent of like 5 gold a week, and they get to cook 1 prisoner a month. For either 1 prisoner or 1 cultist every month. So they're apparently the hobgoblins work cheap.
There's no anything on this person.
Huh?
Go ahead, Miller.
Oh no, you're good. I was just saying that looks like he had a bunch of contracts here for the hobgoblins that we decimated earlier. Would I know how many? Would I know how many contracts are there? Like to know how many hobgoblins?
Looks like there's maybe somewhere between a dozen and 20.
There's many more that we got to go after, apparently.
Good. I'm still not satiated yet.
And then there's a door here to the east of the room.
Am I done with detect magic? Did I detect anything?
Yeah, you can finish your detect magic, and you look around the room, and there's not a blessed thing that's magic. On him, in addition to finding the robe, you also find a pouch with basically mundane spell components in it.
Did you guys happen to find any kind of spell book or writings that look like could be spell casting?
I mean, it looks like he liked to cook, so he's got this bag of stuff.
I didn't see anything on the desk, except his ramblings about how he thought he should be in control of the cult, and the contracts with him and the hobgoblins, and how much he paid them and stuff like that. Oh, and I think Valager found a pouch of money, but that's about it.
Yeah. What about that door over there?
Yeah, I'm coming up 0 on any kind of magical auras in this room. So as far as that, there doesn't seem to be any. And while I'm saying that, I'm going to just kind of look over the body to see if anything was missed that I would recognize that could be used as a spell book or to keep note of spells or anything.
No, and Mulek, you have done an extensive study of magic, and you know there are certain casters that don't require spell books because they either have like some sort of
innate ability or
otherworldly patron or something like that that is the source of their power. So it's probable if this guy didn't have a source book or a spell book, it's probable that he was something like either a warlock or a sorcerer or something
Gotcha.
of that nature.
Gotcha. All right. I'll grab that. I'll grab that bag of components though from him.
Sure. Yeah. There's nothing terribly valuable in there. I don't think. I'm not going to look through all the spells on the spell list and see if any of them require any kind of valuable material components or not. But all right. So that's that. Okay, Faldor, you're getting up to the door. I presume you are listening.
Yes.
Okay, hang on a second. I need to do something.
Do you hear anything?
I'm gonna check. Hold on.
Okay.
23.
23.
I don't know.
Wow.
Pick up my maul before I forget.
Yeah.
Are you gonna put on your armor and stuff, whatever you had before we go?
Exactly.
Okay. You listen and you hear the sound of at least more than one person snoring.
Oh, this might be easy. I hear somebody sawing logs on the other side of the room. So if we're going to do this, we need to do this quietly. I know you're excited. I'll let you get your bloodlust, but we have to do this quietly.
I mean, I can kill silently.
That's fair. So I guess I'm going to stealthily open the door.
Here's a pill. Before you do so, here. I hand him another one of my pills to help him. To be quiet.
Okay. Gonna do this.
I was going to say, unless I rolled a nat 1, my stealth's pretty high at 11. So,
well, every extra point.
That's true.
I keep only giving you ones though.
It's all good.
Okay, so let's do
17.
This. Let's do this.
I rolled close to a nat 1. I rolled a 5. That's low for me.
I was about to say,
normally I'm almost hitting 30 on stealth checks.
Yeah.
Okay. So your stealth check is 20. Wait, your stealth check is 16.
17.
17 because of the 1. Let me see. What is this guy's passive perception? Okay. You open the door and you see 4 figures. There are several sets of bunks. They are upper and lower bunks in each of these places that look like beds. And the upper bunk here, the upper bunk here and the lower bunk here are occupied by people sleeping. There are 2 people that are standing and they're not looking at the door, and you open it so silently that they don't appear to notice you. Okay, I'm gonna need to come here.
Do we see light coming out of the room when he opens the door?
Oh yes, and there's even kind of even more heat that's coming from here, because from your angle, Thaldor, you can see down this way, and over here I'm gonna reduce the scale and pull out a little bit and then reposition for the benefit of the chat. You can see that down here beyond this, there's like a narrow stone walkway that goes along, and there is a literal falling river or curtain of lava that is falling down in some crevice here. And
I turn around to the guys.
is heating everything up in there.
Yeah, I turn around to the guys and go, we thought it was hot in here. Holy shit, it's going to be hot in the next room. There's a little river of lava coming down a wall.
Oh, I think I saw that. Yeah, it's going to be very tasty.
Mm.
We can
I
probably
have some
chuck
warm
them in it,
buns.
though.
What else did you see?
There's 4 guys. 2 look like they're asleep, and 2 are just standing there. They're not looking this way.
Let's get the jump on the 2 and then fight the other 2 that are awake.
Yeah, I wonder. DM question: is there such thing as assassinate? Can I kill someone that's sleeping, or is it just a surprise round?
They're unconscious, so
yeah, in 5e they don't have that rule of coup de grace. It would be, you would get an extra, like a free attack. Now, if you can stealth your way over to somebody, you could get a sneak attack on them, or if you wanted to shoot them at range, you could get a sneak attack. There's also, it's a little bit further away, but you can kind of tell there's also kind of a rumbling coming from this area here. And when you open the door, there's the echo of things that sound like distant hammers hammering on anvils, things that are echoing somewhere, but you can't see where that is.
Right.
That's beyond your line of sight.
I guess we're going to jump on them, guys. I'm going to take out the guy closest to me. Once I break through the door, well, the door's open, but once I go through, I'm going to try to take out the guy closest, and we need to concentrate on the other 3.
Okay, so I'll point at Krenraid to follow me, and I guess we'll try to like synchronize our attacks on these 2 sleeping guys, and I'll try to stealth up. I'll try. Well,
okay.
Let me get this one, Krenraid, the first one right there, and you go sneak up on the other one.
It's okay, just call me Kren. It's easier. Fancy man.
Okay. Here's how I'm gonna rule this.
Mm-hmm.
If Thaldor goes alone, or attacks alone, he is going to be able to get a sneak attack this round, and then we'll roll initiative. Everybody goes. If you all try to go in, I will make all of you roll stealth checks, and I'm probably going to give all of you disadvantage on that, because there's so many people trying to move in. That motion would kind of almost just catch out of the corner of somebody's eye that something is going on. So if you would like the opportunity to potentially take one of your enemies out without anybody noticing, you would probably want to let Thaldor go first. If you want to try to engage all of them at once, you can all go. Neither way is wrong. It's just I want you to know how it's going to work.
Okay, if that's the case, guys, I'm gonna sneak up to this one, okay, and just try to take him out. Hopefully with a sneak attack.
Right.
With this one, And if y'all can get this one, and then we'll concentrate. I can shoot from here.
Okay. Now
And
keep in
take that
mind,
one.
this is the one. This one and this one are asleep. So if you concentrate on these guys, you're not doing anything about the ones that are awake.
Yep.
So that's just pointing out to Thaldor.
Right.
Hey,
I'm going to take out this one.
Okay.
Hey,
All right.
Hold on.
I'm listening.
You said there's 2 that are awake.
And
Are
2
they-
that are asleep.
Are the 2 that are awake, are they pretty close to each other? Are they within about 20, 30 feet of each other?
Yeah.
I could try to throw another hypnotic pattern spell, and if I can get both of them, we will have everyone
Good.
not able to do
Good
anything.
play. Well, let me sneak in here first. Let me sneak in. They won't see me like a ghost. Let me sneak in. I'll stand up. Next. I'll be able to get away with getting this one. And if you can throw your hypnotic, like as soon as you come through the door, like you get ready. As soon as you come in, you throw it. We should be okay.
Okay. Thaldor could go in, and then Mulek, you could stand in the door to cast your spell, and it wouldn't require an extra stealth check on your part.
Okay, and but okay.
So
Kren's gonna pipe up right quick. Sorry, I've got something that might help. This ring, it does the wavy thing, but it puts it in the ring. If
You're
Thaldor,
talking really loud.
oh shit! Sorry,
Don't
I'm
wake
sorry.
you guys up.
I was so excited.
It's okay. What ring are you talking about? What?
I got this ring from my God. He basically just led me down a path, and there it was beneath some brambles. It's supposed to be this weird magic ring thing. I don't know what it does, but someone put some magic in it, and then it came out the other end. I think if you put the magic into it, and then Thaldor goes in and does his stealthy thing, he could probably cast the spell from a better position. I don't know if that helps.
So I detected magic. I guess I would have detected that there was nothing currently in that ring, or would I have been able to detect that that ring had some kind of magic ability?
Okay. Hang on. Stop. When you were detecting magic, I was thinking about the stuff that the guy who occupied the room had. Of course, all of the magic items of your companions went off. Your magic items went off, and there are 3 magic items that the dwarf has that from all of his belongings he was putting back on. 3 items that he has that went off. There were no items from the from the enemy. So yes, all you and all 3 of your companions have magic items.
So what would I have noted? What would I have noticed that Krenraid has that would have given off that magical?
Okay. All right. I guess there's really no way of denying that he would detect that. So, Kren, it's a ring, and then a cloak that you have, and then
So I've got a ring, a cloak of protection so that just gives you +1 to AC, +1 to saves. It's a ring of spell storing, but Krenraid has no idea what the hell it is. He just knows some weird magic went into it and came out the other end. That's how the backstory flows. And he's got a pipe, which looks like it's just a pipe.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
A pipe like you smoke.
Okay. That's all I. Yeah. Detect magic. It doesn't tell me what they do. It just gives off the magic.
Right.
So, okay.
Right.
All right. That's all I wanted to know.
Okay. Well, how about we you go in Thaldor and you get one of them, and then you just leave me and Mulek with the rest of them. We can put them to sleep or stun them or do something.
Then we can
pick them up and chuck them in the lava.
Yeah, well, we could do that.
That sounds like a plan too.
Well, let's leave at least one alive if we can.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to roll my stealth check here.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Okay. So, you go in there, Mulek. You guys made so many plans, but I'm presuming you're still trying to do your hypnotic pattern spell.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, you can get there. You don't require a check. Just go ahead and cast your spell and hang on. So let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It's 30 by 30, right? 5, 10,
Oh
15,
yeah,
20,
I'll go ahead and throw it up there. It's a 30-foot cube.
30-foot cube. So we'll do that. Now, is that approximately where you want it?
Yeah, basically just to get those two guys, because that's all it's going to affect is these two guys.
Okay. All right. So that is the area. And it's spell save DC, eternal. Okay, these guys. It's a wisdom save, right? Wisdom save. Spell. That's one failure. Oh, but
we can't see. Oh, can't see the rolls. But.
Oh, God bless it, son of a biscuit eater. Okay.
I love biscuits.
Yeah.
Well, our biscuits aren't your biscuits.
Oh, I know, but I love them too. I love both.
Yeah, well, I forget. It's like a crumb. What do you call Southern biscuits? Because I have a buddy that's a Brit, and I never really understood that. What do y'all call?
It's actually not a
Southern
thing
biscuits?
over here. We don't really have that specific thing. We just call it an American biscuit.
Oh, wow.
American
biscuit.
Yeah. Okay. So I fixed that. So any future rolls, but the first roll was a 15. The second roll was a 19. So this guy failed, and he is charmed. This guy succeeded, and so I'm going to say that kind of happened simultaneously. So Thaldor, you can go ahead and make your attack simultaneous with his casting, since you guys actually have a surprise round.
There we go. 24 to that guy.
You get an auto crit.
Oh yeah, he's asleep. But that would be double that damage. So what? Is that 48?
Pretty sure he's dead.
Pretty sure he's dead.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, actually that is enough to kill him.
So I did assassinate him. Yes.
You did it. You did assassinate him. Wow. Okay.
You see his blade shine in the light. Here's my envisioning of assassinating this guy. You see my short sword shining in the light, and all you see is a quick motion of as I slit his throat, just instantly, like.
Okay.
As I put my hand, it's like it is a one-handed weapon, so you see one hand there, and you don't see my other hand over his mouth, and I just go real quick.
Okay.
Depth.
And about that time, this guy turns. Oh, what? And he sees. Now he sees Thaldor over on the side, and he sees his buddy just sort of standing there, sort of dazed, and he's like, we're under attack. And he shouts out, and so that is going to be hang on, I forgot to do this, so nobody roll anything yet. Hang on, remove all the turns. There we go. All right, now you guys can roll initiative, and I will roll initiative for these guys.
Do we still whisper?
No.
Grace.
Wow, that's the crappiest initiative I've ever rolled.
I'm not doing too hot on their initiative either, but it's
I'd rather get the crap rolls out of the way.
We've got a mixture, which is good because we rolled quite a few nat 20s. So.
Like I said, James, I hope you played the lottery. Or if nobody hit it on Wednesday, I didn't pay attention. You should definitely buy a lotto ticket Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah, those numbers are outrageous.
Okay.
Those lottery numbers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Let's do this.
Because the thing of it is, like I said, the odds of you hitting 2 nat 20s back to back, if you were to hit a third one and get a turkey, I guess that's what they call it, a turkey, like in bowling. Yeah, I'd be
3 strikes.
Yeah, 3 strikes. Yeah. If you'd hit that, then I definitely would have told you to go buy a lotto ticket Saturday.
Okay, so let's do this.
Someone got 6 nat 20s in a row once when I was playing the game.
And I hope you went and bought you a lotto ticket then, too.
5.
Holy cow.
It was crazy.
This is going to be 16, 13. Okay, so 16, 13. Okay. All right. So, everybody is on the board except, we've got a. All right. And then descending. Okay. We'll probably have a chance to do one round of combat, and then we'll go. So, the first thing that happens is this guy sees you all there, and he is going to pick up he's going to lift up his crossbow. And he is going to, as he lifts it up, Thaldor, you see his crossbow starts to catch on fire. It appears to be burning.
Oh, goodness.
And then he is going to go 5, 10. Step over here so he has a clear line to you. And he is going to shoot you with this flaming crossbow. And he hits.
Ooh, uncanny dodge.
Okay. Uncanny dodge. So that is a total of 11 fire, or 11 piercing and 3 fire. So that would be 5 piercing and 1 fire.
Ouch.
And that bolt, the back end of that bolt is still flaming when it strikes you.
So is that 6 damage total?
That's a total of 6 damage. And the reason I'm giving you the different types is just in case you have resistance or anything to any type of damage. So that was 10 feet. He has 20 more feet to move, and with those 20 feet, he is going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, and as he runs, he is yelling, "Intruders! Intruders! We're under attack!"
Oh.
This is about to get fun. And that hurt just a little bit, guys. I'm patting myself down where the flames.
Yeah, Mulek, you saw this flaming crossbow come up, shoot across at Thaldor, and it's like, ooh, Thaldor, you are up.
I'm going to, let's see. He's charmed. How far is dude ran from me now? Let's see. Oh, that's a hard shot. I'm just going to go over here. I'm going to try to take out his buddy.
Okay, yeah, his turn hasn't come around, so he's still asleep. So if you hit, it's a crit.
Ouch.
Okay, so that's a total of 20, which would be 40, right? Yep.
Ooh, yeah. If that hits and that's an auto crit, then yeah.
It doesn't kill him, but he's very, very bloodied.
At 40.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And Thaldor, anything else?
Yeah, I'm going to try to go back around this corner because that was 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and I'm going to hide.
Okay, go ahead and make a hide a stealth check.
Dirty 20.
Okay, all right. Probably beat most things passive. All right, Mulek, you are up.
Mulek is going to step in 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I guess that's a spot. I don't know. It's kind of like in the wall.
Yeah, you're up against the wall.
Up against the wall. And then I am going to cast Grease right here.
Nice. That almost might give him a chance to fall into the lava.
So I do have a question. Is grease flammable?
It is.
Actually, yeah, it is.
I bet that flaming crossbow is going to be interesting.
Oh, that's not okay. So I'm
well,
gonna
actually, I guess it's a
hang
DM
on.
rule
Let me.
if grease is flammable or not. It doesn't necessarily say that it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, let me put it down, and then you want it.
It's a 10-foot square, so it's
right.
The top left is on this guy, so it's gonna.
Okay, so I'm gonna put that on the map layer, so we can see that.
And
All
so
right.
last he falls into the lava.
Okay. Yeah. Now a creature that enters the area or enters its turn there. Okay, so he's gonna have to make that. Well, a creature he enters the area now, so he's got to make. I guess he's got to make a dex save now.
When the grease appears, each creature standing in its area must succeed on a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so dexterity saving throw. DC 16. Oh, wow.
Oh my god.
This guy's a ballet dancer or something.
Hey, a little 4 little inline wheels come out of the bottom of his shoe. He lifts up one leg and he just sort of glides across, one arm outstretched.
That's beautifully graceful. I love it.
I was going to say, if he would have rolled a nat 1, I wonder if Gally would have thrown him into the flames.
Well, it's might be, and with a nat 20, well, we'll see if he gets any. See if he gets any bonuses from that, but that won't be until his turn comes around. So, Mulek, that was your turn. Anything else?
Yeah, I would have commanded Johnny to come in. Was this guy on the bottom bunk or the top bunk?
He was on the bottom bunk. Yeah.
All right. So I would have had Johnny come follow me in and head towards this guy on the bottom. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 30. He only goes that far anyways. But he's getting ready to come help and attack this guy at the bottom.
Okay. All right.
That's my turn.
Falliger, you are up.
All right. I'll run in and assess the situation.
This guy's mostly dead. This guy is dazed. This guy appears to be doing some sort of acrobatic dance on a patch of grease.
Is this guy like running to get help, basically?
Yeah, he's basically running to get help and warn people.
Okay, I'm gonna 5, 10, 15, 30. I can move here. This guy right here, we can't have him running out and getting help. So I do Okay, this is what I'm going to do. This might be crazy, but this will ensure that. Okay. Here we go. I'll cast sleep.
Okay. Cast at 3rd level. So it's
98.
98. So go ahead and roll
Holy cow.
98.
Oh,
42.
I don't know. It's gonna be close.
is he snoring?
He yawns, but he shakes it off.
Oh,
Hey, dude, I hit the. No, think about it, guys. I hit the other guy with 48, and that's what killed him. So imagine he's between 43 and 48.
we were
Close. It's real close.
So close.
Wow. That, oh man, that's so close. Okay.
42 is demeaning the life,
wait a
universe,
sec.
and
Wait a sec.
everything.
Wait a sec. No, I'm not going to chance it.
What?
Chrono
Chance
shift.
What do you mean? Chance it.
It's
Chrono shift. I mean, look, you're not going to do any worse than not putting him to sleep.
True.
So,
Yeah. Does that mean I can roll again?
Well,
if I want to do it.
Oh well.
Let's see. Hold on.
He is running to go get his boys. So
Yeah, I need to make sure here. Hold on. Make it. Okay, so as long as Falzer's within 30 feet, I can do it.
yeah, and 9 times 8 is
all right.
72, so it's
All
a
right.
potential 72.
All right.
Thing. Okay,
All right.
chrono shift.
Oh god.
Roll the 98.
It's my last one. It's my last
Put
one.
Put all the pressure on me here. Yeah. Damn it.
Oh.
Even less. How did I just roll like middle of the pack? God bless, dude.
Still leverage.
Yeah. That
Any
average.
normal person that would work.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I have terrible rolls. What can I say?
No,
No, dude, we've had great rolls tonight.
Yeah.
You know.
All
Well, we
right.
tried. All right. Well, there's my
Well,
useless
30,
turn.
36 is your mid, so you rolled above the mid. On
Yeah,
both
that's
of
what
those.
that's what I'm saying. I rolled about mid. I mean,
You rolled
Four-
above a mid. Yeah, the first one was 6 above mid, but
slightly.
Yeah.
Okay. Kren, you are up.
3rd level slot.
The jig is up. Let us begin the slaughter. So I will first go into a rage, which is fun because I haven't described it yet. So as Kren starts thinking back on how these guards treated him back in the cage, he's suddenly emboldened with anger. The dwarven runes on his head start glowing slightly, and his pecs start veining up and everything else like that, and he goes into a rage. And then he lobs a javelin as hard as he freaking can at the back of the guy running away, as he's doing his wonderful and beautiful jump.
Okay.
Make this a reckless, so that's advantage.
Yep.
All right.
Oh my goodness. 20.
And there's Divine Fury, which comes out. So when he's hit by this incredibly impactful javelin,
I should have held my action.
The energy dissipates out of it and an extra pump comes out of it, like he's been hit by something else, some other hand.
Okay. Well, then, normally I was going to give him something for getting a crit on his save. And normally I would probably give you something for a crit on your attack on the grease. But I'm just going to say that those two cancel each other out, and he doesn't get any bonus, but he takes the damage. So 7 and 6 is 13. 13 and 6 is 19.
It's doubled, isn't it? Oh, no, the +6 is for the crit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the +6 is for the crit. So 26, that doesn't bloody him, but he definitely feels it, and he's like, we're under attack. Like, ah!
He might feel this one too. I don't know. We're gonna have to find out. Because here we go.
Oh, you get another attack. 24. And
That's
9.
it. That's it. Just 9.
Okay, so -9. Now he's bloodied. And
It would have been really funny, I'm just putting it out there, that as he's got the wheels on his shoes and he was hit by a very forceful javelin, he was pushed off into the lava.
okay,
The wheels weren't real.
The wheels was just the way he glides. I was thinking of somebody gliding on rollerblades.
He was a graceful ice skater.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful. That's what I was saying. Yeah. It's great.
Yeah. So actually with all the armor and everything on, it's more like one of those times when you see a guy going full speed backwards in a hockey game, where it just where it looks like, okay, how is he doing that without falling down?
If this was a show, be clapping and giving him gold.
Okay. No, you are the defenseman from the other team, high checking him. Okay. This guy wakes up. His lifeblood draining out of him. Looks around, sees people in the room. He doesn't have his armor on. He doesn't have his weapons. He's just like, I give up. I give up. I give up. He just puts his hands up.
Probably very wise, yeah.
And that, friends, will take us to the end of the round. Mm-hmm. It also takes us to the end of our session. Hey, Paul.
Hi.
Thanks so much for joining us tonight. And I think Kren is going to fit right in with this band of misfits. I think this is.
I'm really looking forward to the whole role play the group will have. Like, I can't wait to ask Mulek a bunch of questions about the ring and find out what the hell it is. I can't wait to find out more about Faldor and what he got his name from. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce Falashur's name in Krenraid's voice. I'm hyped. I'm not gonna lie, I'm real hyped. It's good fun. I'm really enjoying it. Thanks.
Good. Yeah, welcome, Paul. This is awesome. You're gonna.
This is great. Welcome, buddy.
You're really good.
We think you're great.
Yes.
I mean, first.
One hell of a first game.
Viewers, thank you guys so much for joining us this evening. This has been a lot of fun having you along with us. We enjoy having you here for the ride. We will be back, of course, next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and we will see you then. Between now and then, on this channel, you will see on Saturday night the Lost Mine of Original D&D, which is retelling the Lost Mine of Phandelver using the original D&D rule set from the 1970s, the old red box rule set. We will, Sunday, Ken will be back, 2 p.m. Eastern, for the Walker of Waterdeep, which is our 5e planeswalking game where we mix the lore of Magic the Gathering and D&D 5e. Monday night, we'll be doing our last of 3 in a row on the Aeorian, what do they call it? The Aeorian Hunter monsters that come out of the Wildamount source book that came out in 2020. So you can check out Monster Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern for that. And between now and the time we get back here, there's probably some stuff also going on over on Mike's channel, twitch.tv/Dorzafir, I believe. Mike, what do you have coming up this week between now and next Thursday over on your channel?
I'll be doing some different games and streaming. Right now, I'm actually playing Cyberpunk 2077, but I'm not streaming it because it looks like crap on my PC.
Okay.
But other than that, I'll be streaming some stuff tomorrow if you want to catch me, probably sometime in the afternoon to late evening. So just stop on by and say hey.
Okay. And Paul joins us from the UK, so he's in a little bit of a different time zone. Paul, do you have anything that you do on Twitch or any other games that are streamed that people might want to check out?
So I play in 4 other streamed games, actually. So this is the 5th.
Okay. Okay. All right.
I don't stream any of them myself. But there's one upcoming in Pharos, which I would be akin not to mention because it looks really fun, which is on Sunday at 5:30. But that conflicts with yours. So all I'm going to say is just watch Galibond, whoever's watching, because this guy knows what he's talking about. I'm going to leave it there.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, it's fun. We've been doing this game we've been doing for about a year, and the Sunday game has been going for about a year and a half. I guess it'll be 2 years in the spring.
Wow.
And we're gradually picking up a bit of an audience, and even Saturday night, which has just started a few weeks ago, is picking up an audience every week. So we thank everybody that comes out and watches. And then we also have over on my YouTube channel, there's daily D&D content that I put up there that's usually a little bit of shorter form stuff, as well as archives from the actual stream games. I was realizing at the end of the holidays that I'm about 2 months behind in posting the archives on YouTube. So I'm making a concerted effort this month to try to get caught up on those so that hopefully I can get back current with all of the games, all the archives on YouTube. So, all right, everyone, thank you very much. We will see you all next week. Epic, Chat, Drats, everybody else. Take care, be well, and have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Good night, Chat.